Welcome, everybody. Y'all ready for this? I hope you are, because we are diving right into the Vanguard finals here in the Gymbreakers World Cup. The final meta before the Invitational that I'm sure everyone is looking forward to, given some of the picks we've already seen in that. If you're new here, I probably have to do this intro, but if you're not, you know who I am. You know it's Gymbreaker, so you know I'm here because you can't get rid of me. I am Final Boss AJ. I am a Canadian battler. I am a member of the Girls at PvP. I was on Team A this cycle, so I get to say officially Team Canada. I am the Queen of Ice. I am the Battle Angel. I am Athena. I am so many, just so many. So eventually you'll find a name that fits, but I can't do this alone as per usual. So we have assembled a crackerjack team of broadcasters to take you through this matchup for third place in the Master Division between Italy and California. That is the American B team against the Italian A team. And you can tell Sardinia in the finals against Spain is watching just to see how their compatriots do here, if it can be two Italian teams on the podium. I know one person on this casting team probably wants that, but we'll see. We're going to go clockwise because that's how I like to do things. So below me today, a fixture of these broadcasts, much like myself. You know him from My PvP Academia. You know him from the European broadcast of Play Pokemon Regional. Spleen Lejeune is back. Welcome back, Spleen. How you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing quite well. Thank you for the invite. Looking forward for this to shoutcast this game between Italy and California with amazing battlers on both rosters. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Absolutely. We'll get to those rosters in a sec, but we're gonna keep going with the roster of casters we have for you. In the bottom left corner, a member of the Gymbreakers referee team, another fixture in the World Cup scene, representing France, because France didn't represent themselves very well this cycle. Down in what division were y'all in, DC?
We are gold. We won gold this cycle.
Yeah, Gold Division France side. DC Vulpix is here though for Masters action. How you doing, bud?
Yeah, so doing well. Well, it's true that the cycle wasn't the best for us because we dropped down quite a bit because of last cycle again. But it's okay. It's all good. I'm ready for this show. Like it will be amazing. I know my Italian friends will do super well there, and I can't wait to cast their battles.
Excellent. And rounding out the panel, back again. Second time I've worked with him when he's been calling his own matches, so we'll see if he has better luck this time. Italian battler, Silph Legend, C Leonardo77 on the panel. Leonardo, how you doing today?
Hello everyone. Hi. Thanks AJ for the introduction. Thanks everyone for having me. I'm looking forward to see some great matches from Italy and California, as well on Sunday from Sardinia and Spain. So double Italian casting this weekend. But yeah, let's focus on today. Looking forward to see some really good performance.
Exactly. I'm looking forward to seeing your matches as well as your country compatriots as well. Just a reminder, if you are new to Gymbreakers, this is how it is. Each team has 8 battlers. Those battlers are paired off in groups of 2. So we have 4 groups, 2-on-2 battlers. Each battler will battle both opponents, and you're trying to get as many points as you can for your team. A win is a point. So potential 3 points for each battle. First to 24 wins, because there are a total of 48 battles to determine the victor between the two countries. And you are allowed to compare notes. So when you battle your first opponent gets your info, as well as you getting info on that opponent that you share with your partner in that group stage. So a lot of collaborative battling necessary for success here in Gymbreakers. And we're going to see how well these two groups brought that into this format. And if you're a Silph veteran, this is a familiar format. It is the Vanguard format. It has been revamped for some of the move changes you know, couldn't let Noctowl and Kafagrigus run away with it like it did in Silph when this was here in February. So there were some changes to the meta, as you can see on the screen here. Only 2 bans in that first slot, which is Water and Ice for one of my idols in Pokemon, Lorelei. Rock, Ground, and Fighting in slot 2 for Bruno. Ghost and Poison in slot 3 for Agatha. Dragon and Flying in slot 4 for Lance, but mostly Flying because he's a Flying trainer. He's not a Dragon trainer. And then 5 and 6 are wildcards. And you can see the bans on the side there. Dark, Fairy Steel, Metacham, Jellicent, Altaria. Noctowl got added on there. Kafagrigus got added on there. Lantern, Alolan Ninetales, Pidgeot, anything from Gen 7, none. A very limited format for you fine folks. So I just want to go around. How did y'all feel with Vanguard coming back in this kind of revamped form?
So I'll go ahead. I think, well, I haven't participated in Vanguard in original Silph. So it was my first experience, and it was quite good. It was very well balanced. There's a lot of picks that I didn't expect it to be good, which were good, like for example Slowbro, but we probably get into it with the gym the gym screens. And honestly, it feels very balanced and awesome to play honestly. Who wants to take the... Yeah, go ahead, Cleo.
Okay, yeah, well, I've been playing... I don't think I actually played Vanguard that much, but I studied the meta when it was the time. Definitely, there are some modifications that, in my opinion, brought this second version to be more playable. Some constraint. Actually, I think the graphics might not be up to date. I don't remember. Probably Frostlass was now allowed. Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, fine. Frostlass was banned in the first slot in the original.
Yeah, sure. I got confused. Yeah, definitely Frostlass allowed in the Lorelei slot. Allowed more flexibility in your ghost choice. You could run double ghost if you wanted. Also, Trevenant now had definitely way more play in like Noctowl, and I think Pidgeot also got banned. But this huge play that Trevenant would have was counterbalanced by the fact that it got a slight nerf to the Seed Bomb energy, although it was again counterbalanced by the damage buff. So it was interesting. Trevenant was so common among many teams, but the teams didn't lack in variety. I saw Slowbro, for example, which after the community day got a nice bait move. So definitely way more variety, and I enjoy this meta, the second version, way more than the first one.
Celine?
I didn't play it, so I don't have that much that much to say. To be honest, I'm going to look at the teams. Maybe I can tell you after if you want.
Some input. I'm happy to take your time. I can go on this one because I did Vanguard the initial time around. I was one of the faction's Vanguard specialists. And I did all right. I was in Diamond for the first time, and this was the meta I got, and I went about even. But it allowed me to figure some things out. Like you said, Leonardo, there were some big changes. Noctowl being banned, Kafagrigus being banned because that was the ghost pick in the original format. Kafagrigus was in slot 3 almost automatically. So those two Pokemon being banned really opened things up, and like you said, more people went to Trevenant, even with that Seed Bomb nerf, but it did open things up for other ghost types. I ran Double Dice. I put Frostlass in that slot 3 because I could, and if I get my girl, I'm putting her on the team. But that experience probably helped me a little bit because I was aware of some core breakers. I knew my Milotic was very good the first time around in Vanguard just for that Dragon Tail pressure on Shadow Dragonair. You asked these California players. I won 4-2 against California in the group stage, and I gave Ryblet and Motique Swoobat nightmares. So the fact that I was able to put Swoobat in and have success with that Pokemon speaks to how many different ways you can play this meta. It's honestly one of my favorite metas. So I'm really excited I get to call these matches for y'all. Let's see the battlers we have who are tackling this meta for their respective countries. If we can get that up, our lovely and talented editor behind the scenes, FishOnAHeater. There we go. There are some names on this list, folks. If you're a veteran here, you know this Italian team is loaded. Aspercelto, the captain there. See Leonardo, who we might be able to get some insight from during some battles here. Scafo99, Amalanga, Heisenberg, Raging Taz, veterans of the Italian scene. And then you look, this is California, technically USAB, but not lacking for talent. And one of the top names you see there, 2nd place in Worlds in Yokohama, Rubik's Master, is on this team and is in action alongside battlers like Riblet, Moonlight, Snots, Shadow Mimikyu, Kornikov. There's so much talent here, y'all.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I can see, for example, that all these players do play in USAB, but just because there is no room enough for everyone to play in USAA, but otherwise probably all of them would have more than one shot or more than one chance to play in the main team, just because all of them are really talented.
Yeah, for sure. It's like USAA number 2.
Exactly. USA never hurting for talent.
I think, to be honest, that the US could also have a C and a D team, and with an amazing level of talent.
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen the C team? C team is
We
Boston.
Yeah, we played
It's
against the C
NEP.
team. Yeah, we played against the C team in Gold Division finals, so we won against them, and yeah, it's quite loaded.
Yeah,
I have to say.
Like I said, they can probably have D team from Seattle and get most of the other wing attack battlers on there, along with some other, like, just so deep the talent pool. And yet Italy smashed the USA in the group stage, as we're going to see once we get the bracket up here for y'all. Just to detail what happened in the Master League playoffs, there 8 countries were in there. The USA, Italy, Spain, and Brazil made up Group A. Sardinia, California, Canada, and Chile made up Group B. And yeah, don't look at the Canadian performance. You don't need to see that. Just know that I did well. Anyway, yeah, you can see Italy destroyed the USA. I believe that was during GoFest weekend when that was played, if I recall correctly. So maybe a little bit of an advantage with so many battlers in New York. But you don't put up a crooked number like that without having a load of talent against a team like the USA that takes a lot of pride in what they do. But yeah, and you can see California as well going 2-1 with the loss to Sardinia, who we'll see on Sunday. But if you want to get great Pokemon like those players got at GoFest New York, then you need to check out Pogo Raiders. Pogo Raiders is a dedicated server that has over 150,000 members and over 3,000 raids a day using their fully custom raiding organization tool. They've been optimizing it for over a year, and it's free, so you get to try it out. And not only is it for raids, it is also a community of dedicated Pokemon Go players, so you can join monthly PvP tournaments with cash prizes and find help from some of the best players in the world, along with access to infographics and information about everything upcoming in Pokemon Go. You can check them out at Pogo Raiders GG or on Discord at discord.gg/Pogo Raiders. As I can even hear the raid notifications going off in my ear. Thank you for the follow, Teddy3D. But I think we need to start getting to some action here, everybody. We're going to go right into these player matchups. You're going to go to this first set. It will be myself and Leonardo on the call for that first set. So if y'all are ready, I'm ready. I want to see some high-quality Vanguard battles. All right, so like I said, me and Leonardo will take things from the top here, and we get Aspercelto in action right away. The captain of the Italian side kicking things off for his country against Shadow Mimikyu 20. And Leonardo, you were talking about the variety we saw in teams early. We are seeing it here. Only the Mantine and the Quagsire are similar, and the Quagsire are even different, with Aspercelto preferring the Shadow to Shadow Mimikyu's normal. I don't know what you call them, non-shadow, non-purified. Just
regular.
Untouched.
I don't know, I would say regular, but yeah it's fine. So the first thing that actually that came to mind is that Shadow Dragon is no longer necessary in this edition of Vanguard meta. Because I think with the Dugong buff now it's even harder to have a shot at these ice types. And I know Shadow Dragon is very impressive with Dragon Breath, the Stab Dragon Breath, Body Slam spam, but Shadow Celio is also very good with the War Rain. No, because actually War Rain got nerfed just in the late stage, but Dugong was already with Drill Run, so new coverage for Dugong. Dugong definitely is way harder against Dragonair. So, for example, I think probably I never used Dragonair in this cup, for example, but it was one of my staple Pokemon when I used to play it. If I look at these teams, I can see that definitely Shadow Mimikyu doesn't have a Trevenant, so Shadow Quagsire on the Aspercelto side is very good. It's very safe. It can be used in the lead as a closer safe swap, and you can always basically get shield or get switch or lead or health. It's very good. And also Mantine is very safe against Shadow Mimikyu. The hardest counter is probably Dugong, but it's still a neutral matchup. On the Shadow Mimikyu side, I can see that Mantine is okay, but of course, it has to watch out for Edge. Yeah, but of course, it has to watch out for Regirock, and Shadow Dragonair is probably the best Pokemon because Shadow Celio doesn't hit for ice damage with the charge move, unless it wants to go for Robin, but it's kind of an overkill if you can just go double Body Slam or one Body Slam plus 6 or 7 Powder Snows. And potentially Dusclops is probably the safest one here. If equipped with Shadow Punch, can outspeed Trevenant to the first move. But it seems nice matchup to my eye. So let's watch the battles.
Yeah. I'm gonna be interested to see what that Shadow Dragonair is packing. I did run Shadow Dragonair in Vanguard, and I ran Dragon Pulse because I like that nuke option. And I got at least one endorsement from another high-level Silph battler in that belief, so I won't say names in case you battle them, but I'm very interested to see. Dusclops has been an interesting ghost pick. We'll see if Shadow Mimikyu kind of uses it as like a third shield against that Regirock onslaught. It's going to come down to how Aspercelto positions that Regirock, I think, just to avoid, giving a lot of energy. But let's see some battles here, Leonardo. I'm ready to go. I know you're ready. We got Shadow Quagsire against Mantine on the lead. This is kind of where you want to see it if you're Shadow Mimikyu 20, as these wing attacks are going to work on this Mud Boy, Leonardo.
Yeah, definitely. Shadow Quagsire has a very positive matchup, although one Stone Edge won't be enough. And this Bubble Beam hits Quagsire, but it will have to throw 2 Stone Edges in any case. So kind of wasted energy. Pass me the term, but still very large chunk of damage.
The Pietra Taglio doing a bunch of work to this Mantine. Interesting moveset on Mimikyu's Mantine. Bubble Beam, Aerial Ace, no Ice Beam on this Mantine, going for the quick hits. The Aero Assalto does do some work on this Quagsire, but this Quag is loaded, but there's the Stone Edge right there from the Quagsire trying to get this Mantine off the field.
Yeah, and the Mantine shields because it really wants to align the potential Poliwrath to Regirock. And I think now Shadow Mimikyu has a very favorable alignment. It has a Dugong on the Mantine, and it has the potential Poliwrath on the Regirock. So yeah, let's see how the matchup goes. I just wanted to spend some words about the Mantine's Bubble Beam. Of course, it's needed for Regirock, just to deal some super effective damage. Although Bubble Beam is a very bad move, but it's still better than nothing. I don't think Ice Beam is really needed for any Pokemon that Aspergilto has, because Trevenant takes super effective damage from Aerial Ace in any case.
Yeah, the only thing I could see would be the Mantine Mirror, and Dugong is here to apply that ice pressure instead. This Mantine getting off Aerial Aces left and right, but Dugong tanking the Aerial Assaulto like a champ with these Icy Wind debuffs stacking up on the Johto type, and there's a catch on the Quagsire, and Quagsire is going to take this Icy Wind and keep that Mantine alive for potential Poliwrath in the back. I think Aspergilto making the read here, Leonardo, that he might need this Mantine.
Yeah, and he's really hoping that Shadow Mimikyu doesn't have a Poliwrath in the back. I think against any other Pokemon, Regirock with up 2 shields to 1 would be able to sweep against everything. But yeah, sadly, there is a Poliwrath in the back.
Yeah. And Shadow Mimikyu's Mantine comes back out, has a double Aerial Ace loaded. Aspergilto going to let it go. Like you said, Leonardo, bank on that 2v1 shield matchup for Regirock. But the bad news is going to come in very quickly as these counters from Poliwrath, another buffed Pokemon that wasn't around in the original iteration of Vanguard, goes to work on this Regirock. It is building up a ton of energy here. We see the first shield from Aspergilto, but can it outlast this Poliwrath enough to get the moves it needs?
Yeah, it's very uphill matchup, and no Zap Cannon either. So you can't even hope in the debuff, but yeah, just Focus Blast and Stone Edge. But even if it had Zap Cannon, I think the matchup would have been probably lost in any case. Yeah, very tough situation.
Yeah, Regirock not exactly known for its offensive prowess, and Poliwrath makes short work of the Rock Legendary there as Shadow Mimikyu puts the first point on the board for California. Great alignment to start, and Shadow Mimikyu, a very talented battler, is going to hold on to it very easily against Aspergilto. I like the catch on the Quagsire, but I wonder if you were better off saving that energy. We're going to go into game 2 anyway. And now it's the reverse situation, Leonardo. It's Aspergilto with the Mantine against Shadow Mimikyu's Quagsire.
Yeah, this is a line clearly just to bait out the potential Poliwrath, because we have the ABB with Mantine, the ultimate wall for Poliwrath, and 2 Pokemon that really lose very hard against it. I'm expecting Aspergilto to swap out at some point, and he's clearly keeping the Mantine healthy since he shielded the first Stone Edge.
Yeah, and instead we see Shadow Mimikyu making the swap to Dugong, and you see Aspergilto trying to catch a potential Icy Wind on Shadow Celio. Instead, Shadow Mimikyu going to fire off this Drill Run, get some nice neutral damage as a Giravita strikes Celio, but this Celio so bulky, Leonardo. We didn't see it as much this time around in Vanguard with the rise of Dugong, but Celio is looking quite capable of putting some work in here.
Yeah, I'm expecting the Celio to throw at least 3, if not 4, body slams. You really need to spend a lot of energy to take Celio out, whoever you are. It's really nice, cheaper, and good Pokemon to use overall. So now this Dugong is gonna go down into the red health after these body slams.
Yeah, we refer to it here as the corporal punishment. Shout out to the Brazilian contingent. And this Celio cannot get the third before the Drill Run comes in from Dugong, and Aspergilto is going to shield at the last second there. I like that shield. I think you get to 2 more here, Leonardo, on this Celio.
Yeah. He really wanted to unleash all this energy, knowing that it would be able to outpace Dugong to the move. But yeah, now he's down 2 shields. At least he has the alignment that he wants. He has the Regirock on the Mantine now.
Yeah, and we'll see just how much Shadow Mimikyu wants to protect this Mantine, taking another body slam here from the Shadow Celio before it's able to finally put the Hoe and Ice type away. And Regirock is matched up with Mantine. Quick swap from Shadow Mimikyu into this loaded Mantine of his own, and here come a couple of aerial aces for the Johto Mudboy.
Yeah, and that's the problem with Quagsire, is that unfortunately there's no fast move pressure, so this Mantine will leave the Stone Edge, and Quagsire will need a second Stone Edge to take it out.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh, I don't know. Is that Mud Bomb range? That might be the question.
Yeah,
here.
maybe.
If you
maybe,
can
not
get
really
that
sure.
with the farm, that might help Quagsire just put that little bit of pressure on Asperchelto's Regirock. No, does go down. Shadow Mimikyu putting all faith in the Mantine as it will take out its Italian compatriot here with an aerial ace, and it will be up to Bubble Beams to do the damage to this Regirock. As you alluded to in Game 1, Leonardo, we'll see just how much it will take to chip away at this Regirock. I feel like I'm watching the tides in the Bay of Fundy go to work here.
Yeah, this is probably boring, as boring as a Umbreon Mirror, but yeah, it's gonna take some time. Yeah, but with all those lock-ons, actually, Mantine is already in Stone Edge range, even after the double or triple or quadruple debuff.
Yeah,
because it's still 1 HP every turn. So in the end, the debuff are not gonna matter.
Yeah, and we'll see Mimikyu shield the second Stone Edge here. This Regirock just pounding away though, quickly closing in on a third, and I think this Bubble Beam needs a serious buff if Mantine's expecting it to KO a Registeel. Not even close. And you can see the timer coming up here. A timeout in Great League. What are we doing here, Leonardo? Not gonna matter. Even with the Bubble Beams, I think that Stone Edge is enough to put Mantine down, and the Regirock is able to get the win for Asperchelto, even down 0-2 shields there in that end game.
Yeah, I think just because Mantine is not famous for having a lot of HPs, so every lock-on actually consumed Mantine HP every time, every turn. But if Mantine was something like Driftblim, it would have been really, really different.
Yeah. Well, we see Shadow Mimikyu changing things up for Game 3. Shadow Dragonair meets Regirock on the lead. You can see double spam for this Dragonair in Aqua Tail and Body Slam. The standard moveset for Shadow Dragonair, and this Aqua Tail going to go unshielded on the Regirock. You can take one, but those Dragon Breaths going to add up very quickly, Leonardo.
Yeah, Asperchelto here is banking on the fact that Dragonair won't probably shield, because he was expecting probably the Stone Edge, but actually the Focus Blast gets shielded. At this point, he just stays in because he knows he wants just to align the Celio to Dragonair. Something that actually is worth to say is that Asperchelto has a ABA weak line to Poliwrath, and it was a hard read by him because he showed Mantine twice, so Poliwrath has really nowhere to go. The only real target for Poliwrath is Celio and Regirock, but Mantine is going to be in every Asperchelto's line. So yeah, hard read.
This is a weird play by Shadow Mimikyu coming in with the Dugong against the Celio. I'm not. Is he reading like Primeape in the back? Or, we haven't seen Asperchelto's Primeape yet, but this Dugong just coming in trying to drill run away this Celio. I'm really wondering. I mean, Asperchelto does have the switch option, so locking in Poliwrath would lock in that Mantine. I do get it from that perspective, but can that Shadow Dragonair chew through a Mantine, Leonardo? That's going to be the big question here.
Yeah, well, I think Shadow Mimikyu didn't have any much choice after seeing Dragonair against Celio, rather than just getting farmed down by the Powder's Nose. I think just since he had two better answers for Celio, he just sent Dugong into the fray. But unfortunately, there is the Mantine waiting for the Poliwrath in the back.
Yeah, we'll have to see where he goes here. Dugong has been eliminated. Poliwrath going to take a body slam here from the Shadow Celio. No shield from Shadow Mimikyu. I think putting a lot of faith in that Dragonair. You see the instant swap into Mantine, and here comes Dragonair. It's almost got 2 moves already, Leonardo, and it's going to need both of them to try and get through this Mantine.
Yeah, this is going to come down to the wire actually, because Dragonair is super loaded, and Mantine will have to do 5 more wing attacks to throw the second aerial ace, and so it's gonna take a lot of damage. So potentially, all this damage from Dragonair might put Mantine into a Poliwrath move range.
Yeah, it might get both these off here, Leonardo. Here comes the first one. All shields are down for Aspercelto. The body slam, that does a lot, but the Mantine is at the aerial ace, so Dragonair will depart the matchup here, and it is going to be all on that Poliwrath. Can it do enough damage to the wall? That is Mantine, and it does get to this Ice Punch here. I think this might do it, Leonardo.
Yeah, it just a matter of 1 HP probably. Oh, it survives.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Rank 1
Oh.
Mantine for Aspercelto.
IDs don't matter until they do. And the Edo Assalto is not enough to take out Poliwrath, but the Powder Snow from Shadow Celio is. And Aspercelto is going to pull that one back on the strength of that endgame matchup between Mantine and Poliwrath. And Italy takes an early 2-1 lead against California. Very impressive tone-setting performance there from Aspercelto.
Yeah, all these 3 games were actually played by paying much attention to the line reading and trying to call what the opponent might have in the back, and also basing the game 3 lines on what had happened in the first 2 games. So making an ABA weak line to Poliwrath, knowing that after shoving Mantine twice, Poliwrath were less likely to be run by Shadow Mimikyu, but actually Shadow Mimikyu was brave enough to run Poliwrath twice, despite Mantine not having any hard checks.
Yeah, and you could see Aspercelto putting that Regirock in the lead, I think, really shook Shadow Mimikyu, because you keep the Dragonair in that matchup. That's a pretty good matchup for Dragonair, getting that Regirock on the bat there. But it really didn't give Mimikyu a chance to get that Poliwrath into a situation where it could, succeed, and just very well positioned by Aspercelto. Showing why he's the leader of this Italian A team. So, and I see Aspercelto in chat, so just know, if you weren't there, Aspercelto, I'd be saying the exact same things. Don't you worry. Anyway, we move on to our second matchup here. Scafo 99 will take the field against Mario Master 4-2-0, and we talked about that Slowbro in the open, and we see it on both sides here, along with Shadow Kanto Muck on both sides. Muck's been a very interesting utility pick in this Vanguard format with that Thunder Punch coverage. Not a lot of electricity coursing through this meta, so Muck is one of the only purveyors of it, maybe wanting to put pressure on that Dugong, on that Celio, on that potential water ice type, that Poliwrath that Mario Master has. Muck play, Slowbro play as well, given how much Slowbro does that Muck. This is going to be an interesting battle of attrition here, Leonardo.
Yeah, well, I really like Shadow Muck. I think in the first stages of this Vanguard, Muck had probably something like 5% of usage, so almost no one was using Muck at the beginning. I don't know why, because actually it's very, very strong. The only Pokemon that Muck has to watch out for is Quagsire, but even Quagsire, I don't think it can take 2 Dark Pulses from the Shadow Muck. Definitely not from the Shadow Muck. So if you set up Muck with the right energy, you are able to do a lot of damage and to take switch against a lot of picks. And it's also very good against Trevenant, because now Trevenant, having a more costly Seed Bomb, can't bait and land the nuke in the 2 shields. So actually Shadow Muck is able to poison jab Trevenant down.
Yeah, and I think that's a big reason why you're seeing this resurgence in Muck, Leonardo, is the prevalence of Trevenant in that 3 slot as that ghost. As I mentioned, Kafagrigus was banned in this second go-around for Vanguard, and Coffin was the pick, and Muck can't handle Coffin because Coffin resists the poison jabs, and the Dark Pulse still doesn't do enough to the bulky ghost type. Trevenant, different story with those poison jabs adding up. And with that inability to get that 12-turn 2-move bait bomb combo, like you mentioned, so Muck had a lot more play. And then that's when you saw the rise of the confusion users like Slowbro come in that could just rip through Muck, rip through a fighter. And like I said, you ask California what I did to them with Swoobat when they were relying on that Muck swap. It's just, Swoobat's fun, y'all. Anyway, I'm ready for some battles. Leonardo, you ready for some battles?
I am.
Let's into it then. We are riding along with Mario Master 4-2-0, and he's put Slowbro with those New Year's goggles on against Shadow Celio here, and you see the confusions already starting to do their work, but Celio able to tank. He's a little better than most Pokemon, Leonardo.
Yeah, and I can only imagine how much damage the confusion would deal if the Slowbro was a Shadow one. Really disgusting. I think Shadow Slowbro is actually
have the style. wouldn't have the goggles, Leonardo.
Yeah, true. Well, yeah, you're definitely right. But I actually do believe that the Shadow Slowbro is a slight upgrade to the regular one, just to output more fast move damage. We can see we actually see the aggressive save swap into Dugong in order not to get farmed down by Trevenant. This is a sound play by Mario Master. Even though Dragonair is not a great answer to Trevenant, but you aggressively save swap Dugong to debuff and to lock and to debuff something else. So it's always a sound choice. And plus, after all this Ice Shard damage, it is definitely in Dragon Breath range for Dragonair in endgame.
Yeah, and you can see Scafo getting the first shield on that Icy Wind. Scafo did keep that Celio alive. It is still in play here for the Italian battler, but that C-Bomb is going to knock out Dugong, and it will be all on Dragonair. But there's a move from the Trevenant here, and Mario Master is going to throw up that first shield to protect the meal ticket. That is Shadow Dragonair with that Dragon Breath pressure. Now we got Scafo online. We can see Muck in the back for the Italian. That shiny Shadow Muck going to try and poison jab its way through. But Leonardo, this is the opposite of that Mantine Regirock match. This is all fast move pressure all the time.
Yeah.
And Scafo going to throw this shield up on the Corpus Contra.
Yeah, I think the only way that
Tried.
Yeah.
Tried to catch
I was expecting something. I was expecting something because I could notice that Muck wouldn't be able to reach double Thunder Punch, so Scafo needed to do something, and I was expecting Scafo to do something. But yeah, unfortunately they swapped at the same exact moment. So nice read and nice counter read from Mario Master, who won the first game. Let's see how Scafo will adapt to the second game.
Yeah, that was tough. That Dragonair in the end, I've seen that 2-shield Dragonair situation play out so many times. They like to lean on that fast move pressure. We'll see how Scafo adjusts. That is a great lead for Scafo, though. Putting Trevenant on the Slowbro. Instant swap into that Dugong for Mario Master, and is met with Shadow Quagsire, who I loved in this meta, Scafo. Yeah,
it's a very favorable situation for Scafo. You just need not to keep too much farm to whatever might come next from Mario Master. The fact that this Dugong had some energy of advantage means that this first Stone Edge actually will deal less damage, and so I don't think it's gonna be in probably in Mud Bomb range, just barely.
It might with this Shadow. This Quagsire's Heart Full of Evil might give it the spite it needs. One short, and it is going to give this Dugong a shot to fire the Icy Wind. And no shield here on the Vento Gelato. and Quagsire is gone. Mario Master does take alignment here on the strength of that second Icy Wind, that little bit of energy advantage, and now Celio is going to have to do work against this Slowbro.
Yeah, this is still not over, but I understand why Scafo didn't shield the Quagsire. Just he didn't want to go down a shield, not to be able to take a shield back because Quagsire was double debuffed, and giving for free a lot of energy to either Dragonair or even Slowbro. It would have been terrible for Scafo regardless. So the only hope for Scafo was actually Dugong to feint to the Mud Bomb.
Yeah, it was close but no cigar as Celio gives up a shield here on the Slowbro, trying to keep this alive, maybe seeing that Dragonair in the back for Mario Master 4-2-0. As another body slam comes in. Big catch here, though. Catching a Surf on the Trevenant after Mario Master got the shield with the bait on the Surf early.
Yeah, that was a very interesting move by Scafo. He really wanted to snipe the Slowbro, hoping that Slowbro would be stuck into the confusion animation. But actually, Mario Master threw Surf immediately, and he prevented...
Yeah. And prevented the damage. But you can see here this Trevenant not running Shadow Ball. It is on foul play, which great in the mirror and great if you need 2 moves instead of 1, but it can't get the second one off. Scafo's Trevenant is gone, no shields, and is able to reach the body slam in time to put away the water ice type. As Mario Master takes another point for California, the American side now up 3-2, heading into the decisive Game 3, as we like to call it, although Mario Master picking up both points with a couple of impressive wins over Scafo so far.
Yeah, this game was really unfortunate for Scafo, but actually Mario Master played very well, knowing that Dugong was the best save swap against the Scafo's team, with no clear answer to the Dugong with 1 extra ice shot. So really well played by Mario.
Yeah, we'll see Scafo going back to Slowbro is of his own in Game 3 against Dragonair. A little bit of a weak connection off the start, but these confusions still gonna hurt Shadow Dragonair as he keeps piling on the Dragon Breaths, firing this body slam, and Scafo gonna let this go early.
Yeah, I think he's gonna just play the Zero Shield and try to get shield from Dragonair, and potentially aggressively save swap into Celio, but also just letting this Slowbro go down and align Celio to Dragonair later.
We do see the save swap into Celio, and the response is Trevenant from Mario Master, cutting off that body slam spam, but the Celio is packing Aurora Beam. Mario Master gets to the move first, is going to fire this Seed Bomb off, but this is going to be the big call, Leonardo. Do you shield this move and give up your last shield in this matchup? Oh, no.
Yeah,
no
a very tough call.
hesitation.
It was a tough call. You can see Scafo also undercharging because he was just surprised by the CMP time, and so he really wanted to get some extra energy back.
Yeah, and let's see how this plays out. No shields for Mario Master. Scafo still has that 1 shield remaining and is going to let Celio go down to the Seed Bomb, probably relying on Trevenant to polish this off. Should be able to farm down the opposing Trevenant with ease, and does, as we see both Trevenant actually rocking foul play. That is the move of choice in Vanguard. You want to be able to take out a Mirror Ghost Trevenant a little bit quicker. And in comes Dugong, and this is going to be tough. Tried to catch there, actually does fire the body slam off here. Gets the final shield from Trevenant on that body slam, Leonardo.
Yeah, Scafo needs this Trevenant as healthy as possible in order to resist 1 or 2 ice shots. So nice recognition by Scafo there, actually. Trevenant up a shield would be able to sweep. So very good game. The second Seed Bomb is going to be definitely enough.
Yeah, no debuffs on this tree means it can rip through Dugong with ease, and the water ice type is gone, and that will put up a point for Scafo. We are tied 3-3 as this battle is already proving to be a seesaw affair, with Aspershelto putting up the 2-1 now, Mario Master putting up the 2-1. Big point clawed back there for Scafo in Game 3.
Yeah, this is a third place, fourth place final, but it's actually for the intensity, for the quality of players. It can definitely be a first place, second place finals.
Oh, absolutely. The talent is here on both these sides. And just a reminder, if you do want to see that first place final between Spain and Sardinia, that will be coming up on Sunday on this channel on Pallet Town PvP. So make sure your schedule is cleared post Barcelona. Thank you. That's why I'm a pro, y'all. I slip in plugs like that. Let's move on to the next battle here, Leonardo. Our final in this opening set before we hand it over to Spleen and DC Vulpix. We have Emalanga 23 up against Cornucopoulos, and my eye is drawn immediately to that Gallade from Cornucopoulos.
Yeah, Gallade is a very unconventional pick in the first edition of Vanguard, but also in the second one. The only country that abused of Gallade was Brazil, and they were very in love with regular or Shadow Gallade. It's actually very good. If you set up Gallade for a nice confusion down, farm down of something, can really output a lot of damage against everything. And I don't think Trevenant really loves the close combat or one Leaf Blade plus 1 or 2 confusions from Shadow Gallade is really damaging, even for a Ghost type.
Yeah, I think it's the confusion damage that Trevenant really doesn't like, but Shadow Gallade kind of melts to Shadow Claw, honestly. Like that, I think that's why we didn't see as much Gallade this time, just because Trevenant was ubiquitous and Gallade literally can't do anything to it.
Yeah, definitely. Primeape is the best fighter if you're looking for a fighter with some Trevenant coverage.
Yeah, Primeape was my fighter of choice. I wanted the Night Slash. I wanted to be able to hit ghosts. I wanted to be able to have that coverage in that fighting slot. And yeah, I still haven't seen Milotic yet, which I'm a little surprised by. But you know, the battle's still young, Leonardo, and we'll see. That Wall Rain from Emalanga is going to be interesting given the Earthquake nerf that you touched on in the opener. We'll see if it comes into play here for Emalanga against Cornucopoulos' side. A little vulnerable to an Earthquake, but that Mantine will shrug it off anyway. Let's just get into it. Alright, we are riding along with Emalanga. Puts Shadow Quagsire on Shadow Slowbro in the lead, and you can see the power of evil in the heart of that pink Pokemon as these confusions take away almost half the Quagsire's health before Walrein comes in as a safe swap for Emalanga.
Yeah, he tries to catch the surf, but nice patience from Cornucopoulos. So now Emalanga is forced to shield the potential Psychic, and also Cornucopoulos tries to catch the Earthquake, but yeah, in this case Emalanga was patient enough to wait. And now we'll have to throw 2 or 3 or maybe 4 Icicle Spears on Mantine, but at this point maybe Cornucopoulos is just using Mantine as a living shield, not planning to shield it at all.
Yeah, and you see the patience both these trainers are having, not falling into that trap, not firing on schedule. Instead, waiting it out, making better use of this energy as Walrein erases Mantine on that Icicle Spear and still looks fairly healthy going into this continuation of the mid game here as Shadow Slowbro comes back out for Cornucopoulos.
Yeah, trying to reach as much energy as possible just to fake the potential Earthquake. Let's see if Cornucopoulos falls for it.
Ooh, it does get the shield on the Icicle Spear. That's a big shield to give up by the American. And this potentially sets up Emalanga for a nice bit of farm down here. Quagsire is going to come in, going to take the hit from the Shadow Slowbro.
Yeah, also gets denied the mud shot.
Yeah, that is a big denial there. As we see Dugong enter, but this Quagsire is loaded on energy in Leonardo, and Shadow Stone Edge puts a lot of pressure on Dugong. Corn's going to have to make the right calls here. Doesn't make it on that first Stone Edge, and there's the connection for Quagsire as it starts ripping off Mud Bombs to try and put this Dugong down.
yeah, I think now the matchup is okay. Yeah, definitely was in MLNG's favor now, especially after the no shield to the mud bomb. This psychic is going to connect, but it's not going to be enough.
No, these
Even
shadow
though
claws
it does a lot of
Trevenant
damage.
is going to get it in range here. One mud shot should do the trick from Amalonga's Quagsire. It does indeed. And that is a point on the board for Italy as Amalonga takes game 1 from Cornucopoulos. Just
Yeah.
very, very well meant. The patience in not throwing that Earthquake immediately at the Slowbro really set up Amalonga for success using that energy on Walrein wisely.
Yeah, I think all Cornucopoulos was banking on was the fact that MLNG might not have the Trevenant in the back, so just leaving one shield for Slowbro. But yeah, there was indeed a Trevenant. So for the second game, this is decent lead. Actually, after the buff, Mantine is able to play toe-to-toe against Walrein, especially the regular one. So I think, yeah, definitely MLNG has all the interest in the world to keep these alignments because he really doesn't want to have the Trevenant on the Mantine late game.
Absolutely not. Mantine loves feasting on trees as we see Dugong emerge, and Amalonga going for this Earthquake here, knows there's no catch here, trying to do some damage to this Dugong, and will as the Earthquake connects, but it doesn't even do half anymore, Leonardo. That Earthquake, a mere tremor.
Yeah, you need a second one, and it's not going to be enough. Even the second one.
And there's the drill run from Dugong. That connects. He's going to bank the Icicle Spear before going into Quagsire. And this is going to be tough. That HP range on Dugong right now is just difficult to deal with. And now the debuff is on Quagsire. So these Mud Bombs, you're going to need at least 2, or you're going to need to Hail Mary a Stone Edge through the shields. And here we go. Amalonga is going to try it. We'll see if Cornucopoulos throws up the shield. Does indeed shield the Stone Edge and protects this Dugong.
Yeah, at this point, you kind of have to shield back. No? Okay. I would have shielded, probably. But it's fine. Just because... oh, okay, now there is potential...
Okay. This is going to be interesting. I'm with you. I would have shielded that Icy Wind, too. I would have kept Quagsire up. But Trevenant gonna try and work on this Slowbro. You see Cornucopoulos not even bothering to build the Psychic. He wants Surfs. He's trying to get these shields away from Amalonga. That first Surf is indeed shielded by Trevenant. And here comes the C-Bomb, Leonardo. I think the Shadow Claws might do enough to put this Slowbro down.
Yeah, definitely. Just any confusion is a chunk of health for this Trevenant. So definitely better off taking this Slowbro out as soon as possible, even though he could have overfarmed way more. But yeah, definitely you really needed to keep this Trevenant as alive as possible in order to outlive the Ice Shard from Dugong.
That Walrein got the Earthquake off at the death. I didn't think it had enough energy to even threaten an Earthquake, but it does. And now Trevenant's got to try and Shadow Claw down Mantine. It needs 2 moves. I don't think it's going to win a race against Mantine with that buffed Aerial Ace, though, Leonardo.
No, especially after the nerfed Seed Bomb.
Yeah, it already has 2. Mantine just going to put this tree through the Wood Chipper and take a point for California as Cornucopoulos ties up this set at 1-1. And yeah, just you live by the tree, you die by the tree. And there, Amalonga, just too many anti-tree options to go through from Cornucopoulos.
Yeah, I think, well, I would expect Quagsire again definitely is the best Pokemon for Amalonga.
Yeah.
So it was a nice lead.
This is interesting. Corn's playing this differently. Insta-swap out of the lead. The same lead we saw in Game 2. Walrein on Mantine instantly went to Dugong. And now
I think it was the rematch, wasn't it? Wasn't it the rematch of this? I thought it was a rematch because Amalonga lost a couple of turns in the previous game when Slowbro came in against Quagsire. I might be wrong though, because I'm just seeing the same 6 Pokemon. So,
yeah, I mean, I mean, you're not wrong. We'll have Editor Fish work on that, but you are right. Same lineups here for both battlers, and like I said, Korn instantly went to Dugong this time, and you see the shield come up here from Quagsire on that Icy Wind. I think this is working in Korn's favor, even with both shields down. Cornucopoulos going for alignment here. I think you might be right, Leonardo. I don't think you play like this unless you know that Trevenant is back there and you know you want it kept away from Slowbro. And Dugong does the job eliminating Quagsire. So in comes Walrein to take this energy from Dugong. And Amalanga no shields the Drove Run here. This is going to be uphill for this Walrein.
Yeah, definitely, especially because Trevenant will not be aligned to Slowbro. So, yeah, even though he's up a shield, especially if he's not preserving Warren health. So, yeah, definitely, I think this sealed the fate, as well as the good Dugong play in the secondary matchup from Cornucopoulos.
Yeah, Walrein is able to get that extra powder snow in before Dugong goes away, but it's at a quarter health here. It is not in a good state. This Earthquake will do a ton of damage to Slowbro, but it won't do nearly enough, and not as much as it used to, as Trevenant finds Mantine, and this is going to be rough. Amalanga does have Shadow Ball on this Trevenant, so there is a harder hitting move than Foul Play. That might be a saving grace here for Amalanga if that shield can protect this Trevenant long enough to potentially set up a Walrein finish. But there's the first aerial ace coming out from Mantine, and you got to assume the second is right behind it.
Yeah, the only play for Amalanga is trying to powder snow down and having an Earthquake, or being at least one powder snow off the Earthquake in order to kill the Slowbro. He's the only win condition here. I don't think he's gonna get it.
I don't think he's getting there. Mantine. Okay, well, we got the cap tie there. And Walrein is going to be able to knock out Mantine, but now this Slowbro still very, very healthy, and One Confusion will confirm the initial ruling. We have confirmed that was a rematch. Cornucopoulos does indeed pick up that point. It is 4-4. Heading into this next decisive game 3, we get an extra battle, Leonardo.
Yeah. Let's say.
Yeah. Okay. So here we go. Walrein into Shadow Muck here on game 3. And we can see the footage is going all over here. But we will endure, much like that Muck endured that Icicle Sphere. An instant swap here from Amalanga into Shadow. Quagsire trying to cut off the energy of this Muck is going to shield a potential Dark Pulse here.
Yeah. He tried to catch the Thunder Punch, but yeah, Cornucopoulos didn't fall for it.
Yeah. And Dugong will come in here. Just, I assume an early shield comes up here from Cornucopoulos just to try and cut off any super effective Stone Edge damage that is going
very
to
likely.
happen. Yeah. Yeah, very, very textbook there from Cornucopoulos, taking advantage of the Dugong's debuffing properties. This icy... Oh, no, it is the Drove Run from Dugong, putting his Quagsire down into the red. This might be an Ice Shard down here for Cornucopoulos, Leonardo.
Yeah, I think he's going just for double shield, so no reason to debuff if you're planning on double shielding your Dugong. You really want to deal more damage and be able to Ice Shard down before Quagsire can reach a third Stone Edge. So yeah, that's good thinking.
Yeah, does get the Mud Bomb off, but the Mud Bomb far more palatable for this Dugong. And this puts Amalanga in a tough spot here. Walrein's going to come back out. That Muck still has some residual energy in the back. And Trevenant still sits on Amalanga's side. Another Drove Run connecting from that Dugong. Just Black and Decker up in here. That Water Ice type as Walrein forced to make another decision. Does shield.
Yeah, I think you really have to shield it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really have to shield it.
Had to protect that energy. And Walrein just farming up, almost at 100 energy here, going to get the Earthquake off to eliminate Dugong, and it'll come down to what's in the back for Cornucopoulos if that Trevenant has a matchup, but I'm assuming Mantine's back there, and I am proven right yet again, Leonardo. I'm sorry, but this seems pretty open and shut.
Yeah, Mantine was really safe against Malange's team. So no, I'm really not surprised that we are seeing four Mantine appearance against Malange by Cornucopoulos, and also the Dugong was a real pain in the neck for Malange. And because Primate was basically not usable with 2 confusion users, 1 poison type and 1 fire, yeah, Primate really didn't have anywhere to go.
Well, and not only that, the Shadow Muck with that Thunder Punch, it didn't have anywhere to go against Cornucopoulos either with the double confusion users, and that was the role of confusion, was to keep Muck in check. And Shadow Slowbro already shown early by Corn, there was no shot for Emalanga to get Muck in there without the confusion user on his side. And Cornucopoulos is going to take a 2-1 against Emalanga and put California up 5-4, entering set number 4. Very tight battles as we've seen so far. Leonardo, I've been talking a lot, so I am down to take a break if you are.
Yeah,
and
let's get some rest.
Let's get it over to the other half of this broadcast of quartet, so to speak, in Spleen and DC Vulpix. Take it away, our European connection.
I think Leo is also from Europe, so...
Yeah, but I'm not. So, also, of course, I sit when Frostlass appears. God dang it.
What are your thoughts on the matchup this year?
Obviously the Frostlass will do very great. It has neutral mud shots all the way. I think the CEO will do super good too. Like there's pretty much neutral matchups on the board. I think we just won't see the Tentacle probably.
Yeah,
on Frank's sides.
Yeah, for the same reason that than the previous game, because there are 2 confusion users. Because I'm assuming that the Gallade is on confusion. So yeah, indeed. Let's move. Then let's move to the battles. I'm eager to cast with you.
I'm so happy. Also, it's a great neutral matchup. Very favorable for the Gner because of the fast move pressure. Although the Quagsire have the charge move pressure, which could take the first shield with the second moon bomb, or the first one.
Yeah, indeed, Frank is going to opt for the shield right away and try to build some extra energy, but not before tanking another mud bomb this year.
Yeah, it will tank the mud bomb very easily. It's like it doesn't do 50%, but right there the body slam will KO, and will can't put the shield. I don't think so. Yeah. So you have a lot of energy to go, and instantly swaps.
Exactly, banking the energy, whereas Cornucopoulos is opting to go for the shield advantage there, and we do see now Celio into the Slowbro, and confusion hurting, but the spamminess of the Celio is doing some nice work there this year.
Yeah, it does a lot of work. It proves to be more pressure than the confusion plus psychic combination, which can triggers the CMP that Slowbro wounds. So great knowledge of the attack stats, and we might see. Go ahead.
Yeah, Frank pulling out a shield to release the body slam, and this time forcing Cornucopoulos to throw all his energy. This is going to knock out the Celio, and in the back there is the the Quagsire and the Dugong is going to fire an Icy Wind before the Stone Age, unfortunately for Frank.
Yeah, I mean, as Leo said earlier, it doesn't impact too much because you need 2 Stone Age to KO anyway, and you still have the body slam in the back from the Dragonair. So I think if you go a double man bomb there, you almost guarantee your win.
Yeah, Quagsire tanking the move there and going for a Stone Age. That Stone Age should be enough to knock out the Dugong.
Small
And
enough.
in the back there is the Dragonair just to use the residual energy and with the body slam to take out the Slowbro and clinch the first win in this set for the Italian team.
Yeah, it's very well played from Frank. Very precision on the energy management. Like, don't have much to say about that. Like, can't did his best and couldn't pull the win from Frank.
Yeah, let's see how Korn is going to adapt in this game too, and we do see an exciting mirror, Quagsire mirror. So the good thing is that they can just throw the bait move at them. So this is going to be interesting. Let's see how they do that. And Frank is firing first the mud bomb, and I'm expecting a no shield from Cornu, and that's the case.
Yeah, you easily tank 2 mud bombs, so you don't really need to shield unless you want to get the alignment, obviously. And Frank letting the second mud bomb away. At least this mirror matchup doesn't take too long.
Yeah, it's
because
not
you only need 3 charge move.
Yeah, exactly. That's not the Mandibuzz or the Umbreon mirror match. And here also keep in mind that since both players they have a Mantine in the team, they should be aware of a potential nasty mud bomb catch on a flyer. They don't have the Mantine in those best in those line of 3, and it appears that Frank Quagsire is winning CMP here.
Yeah, very important knowledge. So Frank will let his Quagsire go and come with the Dragonair, expecting the Dugong in the back, which there is, obviously, and throwing the body slam on CMP.
Yeah, exactly. Very nice read. And this is a good question. Will we see a shield from Frank on this surf? Yes, he's going to respect the surf and try to build some extra energy. But we see an instant swap from Cornu into the Dugong, and Frank is going to answer with the Cilio that is going to fire first a charge move with the body slam before getting debuffed.
Yeah, I think they triggered the CMP once again. Yeah.
Yes.
And they can fire the run first.
Yeah, the draw run.
Which will won't debuff, and but it does 50%. Like it does more like 40, which you tank too, but not with the extra damage.
Yeah, and we do see a shield now from Cornu trying to save some HP on the Dugong, and now he's going to go for that icy wind. Will we see? Oh, no shield! What a
great
call
no
from
shield!
Frank. What amazing call DC there, knowing that was maybe the play to be able to survive the next body slams.
Yeah, it will survive the next 2 body slam. Tries to catch, does get the catch. Maybe Frank decided to still throw and farm down with the Dragonair because Frank knows that it won't reach the icy wind before the Dragonair gets to the body slam.
Yeah,
maybe
he's putting everything is
oh yeah.
Yeah, that was let's say
That was the winning game, yeah.
weird that game, like you were saying. Indeed, we were thinking that the Dragonair was about to shield farm down, right, and to
Yeah,
throw potentially a body slam at the dugong. But maybe Frank saw something else and thought that the game was lost from
uh,
from the start. So maybe if he's in chat, he can tell us. Let's move to game number three. It's a 5-5. So who is going to take the lead here? And we do
okay.
see a fairly neutral lead with a lot of fast move pressure and
Yeah,
an
it's quite
instant
neutral.
swap.
I think it kind of favors the Dragonair because of the fast move pressure. Although I think in this matchup, Slowbro had a slight advantage because you can go for a surf and he does enough damage to farm down after. Next up, we got the Mountain into Quagsire matchup, which favors the Quagsire because the Aerialist doesn't do much damage and it doesn't pressure the shield anyways. So you get to do two Stone Edge before the second Stone Edge before the third Aerialist, if I recall correctly, or not. Maybe it will pressure
Yeah, but
the shield on the first side.
I think the Montana has had a bit of fast move advantage there, a
Yeah,
bit of
initially.
so that's why he's outpacing
Yeah.
to this third move. Frank putting a shield and now throwing the second Stone Edge, but we do see a double shield from Corno, and he's going to save swap into the slow bro once again. But this time, Frank reacting quickly and going into the Dragonair and throwing that body slam right before the slow bro can reach the surf.
Very nice reaction, very nice charge move timing from Frank, and got the farm down with 1 HP.
Yeah,
I don't know how Khan will react, especially with the throw of the body slam now. It does a lot of damage that you really don't want to take right now on the mountain.
Yeah, exactly. And I think Frank is in a very good spot now. He's going to opt to tank that real ace on the Cilio. Cornu still has a very full HP Quagsire in the back. And that mountain chip is starting to add up.
It really starts to add up. The thing is, the Cilio here has so much energy advantage that it will definitely be in a spot where it can how can I say it can deal with the end game after.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
yeah,
go ahead.
We do see the Cilio now going for the Aurora Beam, and that's going to be almost enough to knock out. And we do see an aggressive swap, but that's not enough. The Mud Bomb from the Quagsires of Cornucopolis is going to take down the Frank Quagsire. Can he powder snow down? Yes, he can. And in the back there is still the Mantan. Can you reach a body slam before being knocked out? No, that's so close.
Yeah, indeed it was close. I think we got this match on dispute because the CDO got denied one pot of snow, and because of that one denial, the CDO got would have gotten to the body slam and closed the end game.
But I think the Man team did such a tremendous job because it stripped away a lot the Cilio that in the end had to shield even a mud bomb, which is a bit of pain for such bulky man.
Yep. Indeed. So we will go ahead and see the next matchup from Elsenberg against Roy Blitz. So very nice pick of Amora, I think in English. I don't really know the name.
It's Amora.
So it has a really good moveset of Powder Snow, Weather Ball, and Thunderbolts, which is quite good. It's also like Aura Roots, but worse in terms of bulk and movesets. But it's still a very good pick. And we see the first appearance of Charizard, which is surprising in sort of, because it got replaced by Mountain in a lot of teams as the preferred flyer.
Yeah, exactly, and it's a non-shadow Charizard, which is
Even more
weirder,
surprising.
I must say, because most of the people are running the shadow version of the Charizard. I'm not going to lie, as a baby enthusiast, I'm quite looking forward to some Amora action. So
Yeah.
I do hope Eisenberg is going to play the Amora. Amora was available for a lot last month, so I guess it was much more easier to build it with the XL candies that it requires.
Let's go ahead and check these battles. Mountain against Regior. So obviously the worst lead ever for Eisenberg.
Yeah, exactly. Not
So
a
you
great
really
lead.
want to switch out and goes to
Going into
Trevenant.
Trevenant, and we do see a Trevenant mirror, and Eisenberg is running foul play there. So very interesting, especially in the mirror DC. It could come handy because you reach it quicker than the Shadow Ball, so it could trigger a no shield.
Exactly. You reach it at the same pace as Seed Bomb, which is why I was surprised that there was a Seed Bomb bait first, but you still get to a second Seed Bomb and probably get the second shield against Rayblade.
Yeah,
Trevenant.
and I guess also you don't want to reveal the foul play as a surprise factor. Like we were mentioning earlier, this is something. It's a team-based format, so hiding those kind of spicy movesets is also something interesting. Eisenberg coming in with the mountain to soak all that energy, and that's going to be a shadow ball that does a ton of damage. And there is still the Regirock now coming in. No shield into play for Ryblet, but we all know how fast and those attacks from the Regis are coming this year.
Okay, yeah, it's a Stone Edge. I thought it could have been like a Zap Cannon that would have one-shot the Slowbro. Here we see the Psychic, which will almost knock out the Dragonair, I think. Like it got decent bulk.
A ton of damage, and one confusion should be enough. Yes, but now there is the question: can you reach the Surf? He might be
you
able
definitely
to
reach the Surf.
Yes.
The thing is, will the Reggie farm down the Slowbro now? That's the worst that could happen.
Yeah,
because
probably
if he...
going to farm down, and we do see Eisenberg trying to smash that switch button, and still having a shield is going to shield, and that's going to be a race to the next charge move, which is going to reach that charge move. Will it be the Mantine? Will it be the Regirock? That's the
Definitely the Regirock, and the Stone Edge will KO the Mantine. Very well played from Ryblaze. And yeah.
Yeah,
So
having a good lead and playing that mid game, keeping alignment was key for Ryblet to ensure that the Regirock was on the Mantine. And I'm curious to see how Eisenberg is going to adapt there. How he's going to also, because he knows now that the Trevenant is running
keeps the same
Shadowball.
lead, runs into the same
lead, but it's not the same team. We do see this time
a Primeape
in the back, and
now we see the foul play onto the Dragonair.
Yeah, and if he's counting, Ryblet might just not shield, or he does shield, expecting probably the foul play.
Yeah, he got the knowledge of the foul play, although not revealed on the first time. You get to the second one, but not before putting a shield on the Aquatail.
Aquatel coming in, and here comes the second foul play. Is Ryblet going to double shield? I guess he is no this time
It
opting to
doesn't.
no shield, and with the Primap in the back, that could change a lot there.
Yeah, will you farm down before reaching
Oh,
the seed
can he
bomb?
reach
You do
storm?
not.
Yes, and that's going to be
Oh.
crucial for Eisenberg there.
Yeah, maybe he will put a shield. Yeah, he does put a shield. Oh, it does look very bad now. Will we see the cross chop or the close combat on the primate now?
And the
Yeah, it's the cross
Primate
chop.
is indeed running the cross chop, like you're saying. He's going to shield what is earthquake. So the
Earthquake! Wow! I would have
in
definitely not expected the earthquake. I would probably preferred like a focus blast or like a Zeb cannon.
but probably it's a legacy one, and you don't want to TF
Yeah,
the legacy.
maybe.
But still, a very commanding position for Eisenberg. He's going
Yeah.
to tank the Shadow Ball here. It's going to do a ton, but he's going to be able to farm down and even might be able to reach the Ice Beam. Yes, it does reach the Ice
Yeah.
Beam.
Probably you want to reach a second. You will reach a second ice beam because you want to farm down the mountain with the Regirock, or maybe get into 100 energy. Yeah,
it's
it
not
was
going
very close. It was very close.
Yeah, not going to reach Ice Beam, opting to throw that real ace. That's going to be almost enough to knock out, and one counter anyway is going to
Yeah.
be enough. And we saw this in this second game. Our Eisenberg really adapted well, taking notes from game one, and on the same, Ryblet could have double shield, maintain alignment, but he was probably expecting the same lineup that in game one, so he just decided
Exactly.
to play differently. And
And now
let's move
we
to game
see.
3, and we do see, and it's a shiny Amora, so
We
that's
do see, yeah.
even spicier. And he's not running Thunderbolt, he's running Enfiend Power there, and
Very commanding leads, obviously. This with the ball will definitely KO the Dragonair. The thing is, Dragonair have the Aqua Tail, which will also definitely knock out the Amora at this range, at this S range.
yeah, and Amora is going to shield, going to throw that second weather ball there. Will we see a shield from the Dragonair? We do see a shield from the Dragonair, trying Ryblet fighting for alignment here, and going to throw at the last second on the CMP tie. And now it's up to Eisenberg to decide if he wants to spend both shields. He does.
He
Spend
wants
the
the
shield.
alignments, expecting the Regirock in the back, and really wanting to making Primate onto it, ensure Primate is on facing
Yeah,
it.
and we just see the
Mhm.
Regirock here trying to go to farm down that Amora, but not before tanking Weather Ball.
Yeah, that Amora put on a clinic as you wanted to see.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best showcase you can have. Oh, and he's even going to reach another Weather Ball.
Yeah, it does. Wow.
That's huge. That's huge.
That's huge and that's disgusting for Rayblade. Because yes, you got the 100 energy, but now you don't have really a good target to put this in work.
Yeah, exactly.
Oof.
I'm assuming the earthquake is going to come. That's going to do a ton of damage, but still
Not
not
enough.
enough. And in the back there is the Trevenant, and banking a move.
You bank a move, you get to
and-
the mountain, and yeah, it's pretty straightforward from now. The matchup is pretty straightforward.
Yeah, exactly, and that was decisive, and I think that was great recognition by Eisenberg in that opening scenario to double shield the Amora, and to just knowing that there is for sure the Regirock in the back, and that you want to align the Regirock onto the Primate and not vice versa.
Exactly. Well played by Rosenberg. Another game for Italy. It's really tight right now. 8-7.
Yeah, that's very interesting, and all around, all the games have been super close. But yeah, you know my heart is with that Amora for sure.
Definitely, and it won the game, so obviously your heart is
exactly. And
right.
it's a shiny, and I must say that I grinded hard to try to get that shiny, and I haven't. So
Well, same. I got the other dragon, but
yeah,
no.
the tyrant.
Yeah. I'm hearing that Spin. Can you put your voice a bit louder? Some people are saying, yeah, we don't hear you well enough.
Okay, maybe now should be
Yeah,
better
perfect.
with the microphone a bit closer to the mouse.
Perfect. So now we see Moonlight against Elzenberg. So we have another chance to see that that's good Armora. We might see also a moveset change because it didn't reveal the ancient power yet. And we see a classic team from Moonlight. I think it's it's not the first time we see Polygraph, although it's quite present in the meta. We might see First Last again, probably first appearance on the field. As it's pretty classic teams. I think.
Yeah, like you are saying, if that Mora is not facing is not facing the Polygraph, it could have some play again. So I'm curious to see if we are going to see it. We already saw the moveset on the Prime map, so unlikely going to change. But I'm curious to see. I must say that I do like I don't see the Polygraph coming into play with Confusion User, Trevenant, and the Flyer in the opposing team. So that could open the field for the Amora or even for the Regirock as well.
Yeah, I think the Regirock will have a lot of play, especially with the Zap Cannon, because Zap Cannon one-shots the Polygraph, and it forces the shield. So as we didn't see the Regirock in the first matchup, we might see it in the second one.
Yeah,
Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it. Super close, 8-7 for Italy. Let's see if one of the teams can just try to gain a small advantage. This is a very neutral lead with the slow bro into the Regirock, and like you're predicting, there is the Zap Cannon there.
Obviously, very good choice from Elzenberg to get the Zap Cannon for the matchup and gets an energy lead for the slow blow onto the Dragonair. Goes for the Surf. As I say, Surf plus Confusion damage is more than enough for this matchup.
Yeah, and you also try to catch a Surf on his own slow bro, which would have been a very nasty move. And now going for a second Surf, grabbing the second shield, and now it looks really good, and even forcing Moonlight to throw some energy at the slow bro.
Yeah, a bit afraid to get knocked out by another Surf, although really it was really far away from that Surf. Triggers the CMP against the Dragonair. Doesn't want to be hit by a third move if it had one. And honestly, with shields down now, that Regirock really looks devastating against Moonlight, because that cannon with
slow bro and catching the Surf on the Mantine. What a nasty catch, Vulpix. Huge catch, and now the slow bro is going to opt to go for another move.
Yeah, probably a psychic. Oh, that catch was nasty.
Oh, that's Ice Beam.
Ice Beam, interesting.
before moving into the mirror, but now the shiny mountain has the energy lead going to fire up that ice beam first. That's going to do a respectable amount of damage and going to build some extra energy again.
Yeah, throwing before another ice beam is reached, which I don't expect Elzenberg to shield. Yeah, exactly. Probably will get 200 energy unleash before unleashing some with the Regirock. I definitely expect a shield before getting knocked out by fast move.
Yeah,
damage.
definitely. He's going to, like you were saying, build up to 100 energy. Now he's going to throw the Stone Edge. And now, big question: can you reach the Zap Cannon before being Confusion down?
I'm
Uh,
sure
He's
you
going
can.
to be
Yeah.
is going to be able indeed, and that Zap Cannon is going to do boom and knock out entirely.
Huge damage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Slowbro. I think it could have killed the entire family. To be honest, there, but
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It has some bulk. Slowpoke has some bulk. I think probably 1.5, maybe. Not enough
but
for a family.
that was and good recognition on your side, DC.
Mhm.
Looking at the Regirock, and we move to game 2, and again, the Regirock this time met by the Dragonair.
So what's fun there in this matchup? It's not favorable for the Dragonair because not only you reach the Aquatel second, but the Stone Edge does like 90%, like 80% of damage, and with the addition of Locons, you really don't want to take a Stone Edge on Dragonair. So here I expect a shield from the Regirock. Or
Oh,
not,
no
okay.
shield. Knowing that he can reach still the Stone Edge. What a
Okay.
recognition by Eisenberg. Knowing his IVs, knowing that the Regirock could tank and grab 2 shields, and that's huge. And in the back, there is now coming in with
Your favorite Pokemon.
with the Amora, but I must see the CP because I don't think it's a fully power up Amora, so I think it's
Yeah.
still lacking some
Some bulk.
XL candies. So I mean maybe 1 or 2 power ups. Here comes the Aquatail is going to build some extra energy and now swap into the Slowbro, and Amora banking energy before moving into the mirror match.
Yeah, kind of devastating to not see the Thunderbolt there. Would have been a lot, made this matchup a lot easier. But I kind of understand to get the Ancient Power for the first last. So we see the mirror matchup, which is a bit uneasy because you're only throwing resisted moves. And having to shield the surf is really painful when you're a slow blow.
Yeah, exactly. And Eisenberg is going to throw that Psychic.
Which will do not a lot of damage.
Yeah.
So you're forced to throw another move, which is the surf. And this surf will not KO either. Yeah, barely does not KO. And either you shield that move or you let it go, but it will put you in a range where you will get farmed down from anything. That
go.
Kinda seals the game too.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate catching the ancient power there, and now going to be able. Oh, the Amora is still surviving, but with only a weather ball this time, and this is not going to be enough. So really, that strategies of double shielding the Dragonair from Moonlight really paid off in the long term. Because in the end he was just able to outspam the opponent and to just get rid of that Regirock that is really a pain for his lineup.
Exactly. The Regirock just puts so much pressure, and this combination of double rock against like a Polygraph that needs to put a shield anyway on the Regirock makes it a lot more painful.
Yeah, and we do see Reggie again in this third game on the lead against the Slowbro. How are they going to play this time? And this time, Slowbro is going to fire a charge move.
Yeah, it definitely throws the surf. It does not a lot of damage. Like, yeah, it leaves a lot of health on the Regirock. Deciding to put on the baits, understandable. It leads
Oh,
the
and
bait
it's
through.
cold! Wow. What a cold
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, it's such a call. You really don't want to be in this position for Hasselbeck.
Oh, and
You
just
still get
opting.
the
Yeah, still winning the zero shield and able to align, but there is the Dragonair, and this is rough. Coming with the Trevenant there.
yeah, probably calling in the Mantine back, which is probably the case. And you still resist all the charge move damage from Dragonair anyway, so you don't have to put a shield.
Oh,
Wow! Wow, the snipe!
That's a snipe, and in the back it's the Polygraph. I wanted to tell you
Just
that
the
was.
forfeit.
I wanted to tell you that was the Polygraph in the back, but you are so
Yeah.
convinced that was the Mantine. But great read by Heisenberg, and that allows actually Italy to have a 2-point lead. I think for the first time
Yes.
in this in those match. So taking an early lead, which is always interesting in such a close matchup.
Definitely, yeah. I definitely did not see the polygraph in the back. Probably got triggered because there was an APA week to count the game before.
No, I think that was the play. That's why he didn't shield on the Oppo on the lead, because he just wanted to farm with the Polygraph, I guess.
Yeah, maybe for sure. For sure. Yeah, didn't shield the subcam to get the farm. Yeah, makes a lot of sense now.
Yep.
So now we'll go ahead and to the next matchup.
Yeah, the floor is yours.
Of course I get back and there's no Frostlass and no Amora. I mean, what am I doing here? In all seriousness, Heisenberg, that was amazing. 4-2, well-deserved with shiny freaking Amora. I love it. I love that we're seeing that in this meta, Leonardo. I love that we just get such variety here, and that was a show put on by Heisenberg. Even if I didn't see Frostlass once during the time I was on the bench, Amora going off just makes me happy. You are muted, by the way.
Okay, can you hear me now?
There you go, buddy.
Okay, great. Yeah.
There's our Sosa Flow honorary talking while muted counter.
Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say Amora is definitely one of the most interesting picks after the move rebalance and after the updates, because we have seen many Mantines and more marks also to counter the Mantine. People might also have expected the Cradily to counter the Mantine. So what's a Pokemon that counter all these three? Amora. So really interesting choice by Elsenberg, definitely.
And it worked out with the 4-2, now putting Italy up 10-8. That is the first 2-point lead we've seen all day, Leonardo. You got to be feeling good about your country going into this next matchup between Scafo99 and World's runner-up, Rubik's Master. A very, very safe line. I'm going to say a safe line from Rubik's Master with the Walrein, Quagsire, Trevenant, Mantine, Regirock, and Shadow Muck on the side of the Washington native.
Yeah, let's see some great battles. Curious to see.
We're getting into it. Scaffo's got 4 shadows. One of them is not Slowbro, and that's who leads against Regirock for Rubik's Master. And we'll just see this Stone Edge comes in so quick before that third confusion even resolves Leonardo, giving this Regirock an early advantage.
Yeah, and the fact that Rubik's Master didn't choose to fake this up cannon put Scaffo in a decent position, because of course now he could afford not to shield what it was clear to be Stone Edge. I like this psychic before swapping out, just to get the shield early, or just to put the War Rain into potential palm down range. So really sound move.
Yeah, but let's see here. We see the shield on the Icicle Spear trying to protect that Muck from that Earthquake. Even if nerfed, Earthquake does wreck a Shadow Muck. And now Scaffo no shields the second one. Big call, the Gelalancia, doing about half of what Muck had remaining, but now a double Thunder Punch here should take care of this Wall Rain for Scaffo.
Yeah, and this Muck is still out of lock-on down range from Regirock, so he will have to take 2 Dark Pulses.
Yeah, and we see the first one coming here. Will Rubik's Master decide to protect this Regirock? No shield as the Dark Pulse connects. That actually does less than you think. Muck is not a very offensive Pokemon. That was its problem in the opener, but there's a catch of a Stone Edge on that Slowbro, and Scaffo gonna let it go. Slowbro has done its job, banking that Thunder Punch, and it is gonna be all on the back, a Shadow Dragonair.
I think Rubik's Master here was a bit too on a rush, because he could have potentially just insta swapped the Trevenant and get ahead with some energy on the Slowbro. Instead, he decided to throw a Stone Edge. I don't think it was a catch. I think it was just a Stone Edge thrown at Slowbro. But it's fine anyway. This Trevenant from Rubik's Master is able to resist or to resist all the charge moves from Dragonair.
Yeah, and you have to think taking that move on the Dragonair really sealed the fate of Scaffo 99. Dragonair, not the tankiest Pokemon in this meta, as Rubik's Master does pick up a point for California, getting them up to 10-9. Yeah, I think just that play with the Regirock, I mean, you say it was a little impatient, but those Stone Edges, they do slap. And Rubik's Master used them to full effect as we move into Game 2. And this is a tough mirror, Leonardo. Celio on Wall Rain. We know the Celio wins, but it's going to take its sweet time getting that victory.
Yeah, I think 2 Earthquake just barely do not KO the Shadow Celio. Or maybe they do. I can't really remember. Probably they do. But
I
still...
don't know if they do post-nerf. Let's see, Teramoto.
Okay, they do.
Yep,
yeah.
They do. They still do. We've confirmed that now.
Yeah. But still, a second Earthquake will be necessary for Warren. So not the most comfortable of the matchups here. And the Body Slam spam is real. Yeah. So just throwing just one move before Warren reaches the Earthquake. Let's see whether the opponent shields. He shields.
Yeah, big shield there for Rubik's Master, and this was Celio's role in original Vanguard, was as that Ice type that could also beat Wall Rain. And the second Earthquake does connect. Scaffo no shielding either Earthquake, but now this Slowbro comes in, getting confusion on Wall Rain, getting a bit of farm, and drawing in Trevenant to face Shadow Dragonair, this time with shields up for Scaffo 99.
Yeah, here Rubik's Master actually was playing the lead for the switch, but actually he gave up the switch that he had won. So and he barely do not reach the seed bomb, which might be crucial here, because the War Rain now is very low in health.
Yeah, that Dragon Breath Snipe erasing the energy on Trevenant. Wall Rain is able to get the Icicle Spear off, but it's an easy shield for Dragonair now with 2 moves for whatever's in the back.
Yeah, really really worth it to shield here to unleash this 100 energy on Quagsire, and then we have still a very green health Slowbro to close the game out.
Yeah, this Quagsire gonna have to do so much for Rubik's Master. It is non-shadow, so it's a bit tankier, but these body slams are coming fast and furious. The Corpus Contro dealing punishment to this Quagsire. Shields are down. There's a third one for the Shadow Dragonair. And I believe that is all she wrote on this one, as the body slam gets Quagsire almost to the point of elimination that one Dragon Breath will take care of. And that is a point on the board for Scafo99, making it 1-1 heading into game 3.
I'm wondering whether the game would have changed if actually Rubik's Master decided just to let the Warring go down after winning the lead, and in order to align the another Pokemon on the Dragonair. But
well, we got alignment here.
But the lead, of course.
Yeah, and then Shadow Muck on Regirock, and this is tough already for Scafo99. How do you fight back in a situation like this, Leonardo?
Well, this is tough, but we also know that one Stone Edge is not enough for Regirock to take Mac out. So potentially, especially after this Dark Pulse landed, potentially if Rubik's Master gets greedy, okay, it doesn't, but still it will have to eat a Thunder Punch. Now, okay, so he gets one shield, because if Regirock doesn't shield, Mac can shield and Poison Jump down. So it was a really sound shield on the Rubik's Master side. So Mac is able actually just to pressure shield or health on Regirock, and that's really good to know. That's the strength of Shadow Mac.
Yeah, that Nano Pulse, so doing enough to make Regirock sweat. This Trevenant not going to shield a Stone Edge either, and that will do a fair amount of damage. Now it's tree on tree, one of the best mirrors, because they both go down so quickly. But this Trevenant is packing the foul play that we saw earlier. The Replica is shielded by the Trevenant, and in comes Celio. Shields are down for Rubik's Master. A lot of energy on this tree. It should be able to get both Seed Bombs here and even up the shield situation, though.
Yeah, at this point, Scafo is really committed just to double shield the farm down and have a lot of energy to unleash on Mantine and to Regirock, which in this particular moment in endgame is basically in Body Slam range or in Powder Slam range. So he must be just careful not to get caught, but should be quite straightforward. Mantine needs 2 aerial aces. So after this Aurora Beam, it might be able, just to reach a second one, just being careful to maintain not catching the Aurora Beam on Regirock.
Yeah, I think that's the play. You see Rubik's going for it, and Scafo didn't bite and was able to get up to this body slam here just to make sure the Regirock doesn't get a cheeky Stone Edge in. And I believe that is enough for the Aurora Beam. Is this enough to KO Mantine? It looks like it's in range. We will find out, as the Raji Aurora is enough to put down Mantine and get the point for Scafo, as Italy builds on its advantage, now up 12-9 on California. And Leonardo, just a great use of that Shadow Celio there from Scafo. The Shadow's doing so much work. That Shadow Dragonair with the Dragon Breath pressure, that Muck able to get a shield from Regirock, just really showing what the faith in the offense did for Scafo and getting that 2-1.
Yeah, definitely getting the shield advantage in the secondary matchup was the key, and also being wise enough to throw a foul play into the mirror before swapping out, rather than panic swapping out immediately, was also crucial, because this allowed to have a 2 shield advantage for Celio and sweep in the end game. Really well played by Scafo.
Yeah, and like I said, we've seen a few of these players, like you said in the opener, not as reliant on Shadow Dragonair as previous Vanguard players were when this meta was around in Silph in the winter time. I'm still skeptical of that. I still think Shadow Dragonair is just a crucial part of this meta, and being able to deal with it really determines how much success you're going to have in this meta. And we've seen various ways of dealing with it. Relying on your ice type, that's slot 1, having Mantine in there just as a bulk option. I really think Dragonair is still a key driver of this
Oh, it
meta.
is. Yeah. Don't mistake me. It still is. But I don't think as dominant as it was before. But yeah, maybe just a personal feeling or personal preference. But yeah, it is definitely strong.
I'm still not seeing my preferred counter to it. Maybe this next matchup will have my answer to it. No, it's you though. It's you, and you have the Amora, and that makes me very happy. And you have Hitmonchan.
Yeah, it was a Shadow Hitmonchan actually.
That's a Shadow Hitmonchan. All right, I'm so ready for this, Leonardo. Just before we get into this, take me through this team. You got Amora, you got Shadow Chan Daddy here. I want to hear about this.
Okay, well, I will begin saying that if Normix had allowed the new Pokemon with the new moves, I would have probably picked Shadow Hitmontop to get the great coverage with with triple axle against dragons, against Trevenant, and being able to counter through a lot of Pokemon once the attack buff took place during the battle. But I had to settle down with Shadow Hitmonchan, which can still do nice things. Of course, Ice Punch, Thunder Punch is the best set you want here, just to hit for super effective as many Pokemon as possible in this meta. And it pairs up really well with Amora. So shout out to Elsenberg for using Amora in the first place. I got convinced that actually Amora was really good. And so leading Amora and say swapping Hitmonchan is a nice strategy, because the worst case scenario, either Trevenant or Mantine counter swap into your Hitmonchan, but you are able to get a shield from both basically with a Shadow boosted Thunder or Ice Punch, and then you will be able to absorb the energy from Mantine on your Amora, which unless they have Bubble Beam, you completely resist all the moves, and so it's a nice way to get the shield advantage or to force switch, because if they don't shield the punch, you might be able just to double shield yourself and counter through down. Yeah, that was the rationale, but also I was a very big fan of Shadow Quagsire. I think Shadow Quagsire is way better than a regular one, especially because it still get one shot by the Seed Bomb even if it's regular. So I really prefer having the Shadow Boost because Stone Edge, a Shadow Boosted Stone Edge to Trevenant deals like 75%. So I think it's really worth it. And then Mantine, I think it was a mandatory pick, especially after the Aerial Ace buff. Shadow Mark alongside with Amora were the two best counters that I could find for Mantine without going to RPS.
I love it. Although I did not use Mantine once in Vanguard. I did use Swoobat, and Swoobat got the buff, got the Aerial Ace buff. So I was running Aerial Ace Psychic Fangs on Swoobat, which is fun. It's a nice little way to deal with Slowbro. That's what I found. All right, Leonardo, I'm ready to see this strategy in action, buddy. Let's go. You got Mario Master 420 on deck, and Shadow Muck draws Slowbro. That is a rough lead, buddy.
Yeah, that's terrible. So I decided to say Swamantine because my opponent didn't have any strong check for it, except for Muck. But with the Aerial Ace buff now, in the 2 shields, Mantine with extra energy is able to play Tojo against Muck in the 2 shields. So I wasn't really worried about that.
Yeah, that Psychic thrown from Mario Master trying to get the chip damage on, and there's the catch on Dugong eating this Aerial Ace. Like, this is good, right? You want to be able to chip away at the Dugong a little bit?
Yeah, but arguably I waited too much. It would have been nice just to deal some damage to Slowbro. But yeah, probably I think the best way to face the bad lead that I actually had faced was just to save swap Trevenant, because Trevenant save swap is actually counter free, and while Mantine can be chipped down, and then as my opponent did, they can just build energy off my half dead Mantine, and then I have to respect the potential drill run, which is not great.
And you did shield an Icy Wind there, so the attack does drop further. Nice catch though here. Just you caught the wrong move.
I was expecting the drill run. I was expecting the drill run again, but
yeah, that Icy Wind.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Does half, and here comes the opposing tree. Both of you on foul play, as mentioned, just slightly quicker than Shadow Ball for the mirror. But a Diva foul play on a Trevenant does not KO. Trevenant actually able to tank a move. Who'd have thunk it? But yeah, this is just rough from the start, buddy. It's not.
Yeah, everything just went in the wrong direction.
Yeah, just a tough matchup there. Not a lot of play around it, and this Slowbro is staring into the future with those 2021 goggles, because it's still thinking in the past. But this Surf will presently wipe out this Shadow Muck and give the point to Mario Master in game 1. So like you said, safe swapping Trevenant would have been the play in hindsight, with no Mantine on Mario Master's side. What are you thinking heading into the second game as it loads up?
I think I went with the same line, and I got surprised again with with this Slowbro lead. But this time I'm going Trevenant safe swap, because I want these 2 Shadow Claws of advantage, and I know that I can potentially get shield off this Dugong. So I don't know whether my opponent will want to shield. He does now, but I think I have still some play. I can build some energy with Muck later.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And just forcing the energy out of this Dugong, not letting it really get loaded up here. You see the
nice
undercharge on the Dugong, able to get rid of Trevenant there. Just all nice the bubbles popping for Mario Master as he gets this Icy Wind on the Shadow Muck. Do you call it?
No, I don't call it.
Oh, shields the Icy Wind.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Okay, well, this is a nice bit of farm here for Shadow Muck as you kind of wait out the switch timer. This Thunder Punch will do super effective damage, but it's Dugong, so it's able to tank it very easily and actually win the race here. I could see the farm down attempt there, but this Icy Wind is going to come off. And you do shield again, Leonardo.
Yeah, I can see now from my opponent's point of view that actually he never had any hesitation at all whether to throw Drill Run or Icy Wind. He was just going straight Icy Wind, which it makes a lot of sense, because he really wanted to prevent my Mark to force any kind of shields on either Trevenant or Slowbro. So once my Mark got double debuffed, of course, even Dark Pulse on Trevenant wasn't threatening enough, and that was sealed the game for my opponent. I think if I just call just one Icy Wind, I'm able to preserve one more shield on Mantine, and I think I might be able to get a win.
Yeah, it's
both here and in the first game. It was a bait game that I never won, but it's fine. It happens.
Yeah, it's tough when, especially Dugong being a Pokemon that gets both those moves at the same time. It really is a coin flip just what they're gonna throw. This Slowbro did have the Surf to take out the Muck, and that is 2 points on the board for Mario Master. You ran the same line back. You had a different play, but losing those coin flips means it's 2-0. Do you stick to your guns here? Do you go the same line a third time?
I think I do, because now I'm expecting my opponent thinking that I'm going to change because my line didn't work twice. So I'm expecting my opponent to expect my my line to be different. So that's why I stick with the same line. And finally, I got a normal lead, at least neutral.
Yeah, a little better here as Muck meets Dugong, and this time Muck able to get this Thunder Punch off before the Dugong can threaten with that coin flip situation. We do see the shield from Mario Master here, giving up an early shield to protect the health on this Dugong before threatening this drill run. Do you make the call, Leonardo?
Yeah, but it's wrong call.
Oh no!
Yeah, I lose the
This
umpteenth
Muck is
bait game.
cursed.
Yeah. Very bad.
Muck goes down to the drill run. This time Mario Master digging for the ground move, and now Mantine has to come in. At least you know it's Icy Wind this time. So,
Yeah, well, I just lost all the possible mind games in the whole world, so I think I'm in credit with my life for the next 2 months. But let's see how the game develops now. And I think at this point my win condition is just to keep 2 shields for Trevenant, hoping my opponent will not have a Dragonair, because might be pretty oppressive.
yeah, and we see Mantine just building more energy here, firing the Aerial Ace before this Dugong gets to the next move, and it will cut off the energy here as Mario Master does let Dugong go down. That Trevenant's got a lot of work to do, and here comes Shadow Muck as Trevenant comes in, gets a bit of an energy lead here, which will help in that mirror, but a move's got to be fired here, and here comes the Thunder Punch, and again the shield comes up, Leonardo.
Yeah, well, at this point, I really need to keep my Trevenant as healthy as possible. So even though I know it's gonna be a Thunder Punch, I really have to shield this one again. This is one of the scenarios where foul play comes in clutch. So you really want some time just to throw neutral quickly against Monk, because Seed Bomb will be resisted. So foul play here was really important.
And you can see again the value of that foul play there, being able to go above 2 moves. That 45 energy on foul play really helping there, but this Trevenant just shooing through, getting the final shield from Mario Master. I don't think you have the double up, and you do go for the Ice Beam here.
Yeah, that's a super close game, because I was able to barely store an Ice Beam. Was able to barely store an Ice Beam before swapping out, and Trevenant, luckily for me, my opponent's Trevenant just did 5 Shadow Claws instead of 6 while farming me down in the mirror. So really close one. Well played to my opponent.
Super well played on both sides. Leonardo does get a point for Italy. California closing the gap a little bit, the 13-11. And I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful the second match, Leonardo, we get to see that play in action with Amora and Hitmonchan. I'm willing to wait. I'm willing to wait. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. Let me.
No. No, it's fine. I was just saying that for Mario Master, I really thought that I would have seen Poliwrath sometime, or maybe Slowbro, and I didn't know whether to run Amora, because if I had to run Amora against Mario Master, I would have to use it with Thunderbolt. But the best scenario where Amora would shine would be against Ruby's Master with Ancient Power. So I decided not to reveal Amora against Mario Master in order to be able to use Amora later on.
That's what you have to do in Gymbreakers. It's all about, planning your attack against both opponents and knowing that once you reveal those movesets in that first battle, they are locked in. You cannot change it from opponent to opponent. So these are the decisions these battlers have to weigh. We get Asper back for a second set of 3. This time going up against Snots. who has that Shadow Charizard. We haven't seen a lot of Charizard today, and Charizard seemed more ubiquitous. I did use Charizard in my first 2 battles in this wave, and I went 3-3 both times, so I'm like, let me get Swoobat in here, let me get some confusion pressure. I benched Charizard for Swoobat, so we haven't seen the effect that Charizard had on this meta, and it didn't have much the first time Vanguard was around either, so I'm very interested to see what Snots is going to do with this Charizard against the Italian captain.
Yeah, Charizard is a really interesting pick. I actually, I was running Charizard during the very early stages, but I was running Dragon Breath Charizard because I really wanted to farm Dragonairs down without being too weak to Trevenant, as I would have been if I had used my logic, for example. But every time that I used Dragon Breath Charizard, it would just phase Warray, Slowbro, so I decided that it wasn't worth it. I really thought it was the ultimate pick for Vanguard, but yeah, just didn't end up working out for me.
Yeah, that was my problem with Charizard. I did run Wing Attack, but yeah, just not being able to get that second Dragon Claw against Shadow Dragonair just makes it really tough to have value, and then that Dragonair comes out of that matchup with so much energy. It is why I ended up benching Charizard. I couldn't put my Milotic on Dragonair regularly, so I'm like, yeah, we need to have a talk, Charizard. You need to hit the showers. We'll see if it sees action for Snots here against Shelto, as Italy tries to extend its advantage here in this battle. This is, I'm trying to do my math, the battle number 9, as Primeape meets Dragonair on the opener. Interesting matchup here, just in terms of pacing. And I don't think that's cross chop. That's close combat. If I know my move counts on Primeape, as for Shelto going for the nuke on Primeape, but throwing the Night Slash first and getting the shield before swapping into Celio.
Yeah, that's a very wise move because even though Shelto knows that he has two better answers for Dragonair in the back, he also conscious of the fact that he basically has to be thankful to the sky for not meeting Trevenant or Charizard in the lead with Primeape. So the best use you can have on Primeape is just grabbing a shield, faking the Ice Punch, and then you can swap out.
Yeah, and we see Celio just bowing out. We saw the Water Pulse there on Celio as well. Didn't even have the Aurora Beam to be able to threaten this Trevenant as Mantine comes in to deal with the tree. We do see Ice Beam on this Mantine. No Bubble Beam here. Bubble Beam's a bad move, but this Trevenant ripping off Seed Bombs, trying to do as much damage as possible to this Mantine. Ton of energy, able to get the Wing Attack down and have the moves loaded for this Dragonair coming back in.
Yeah, now this Mantine has a lot of energy. Down goes the Dragonair, and they have a Charizard. Yeah.
There's the Charizard in the back for Snots. This Mantine has 2 moves though, and 2 shields, and Shadow Charizard is paper, as that Aerial Ace proves, already doing a chunk of damage to the Kanto starter, as Mantine just smiling as it rips off the Aero Assalto on this Charizard, and Snots knows he can't fight through 2 shields with Charizard and just lets it go. Point on the board for Italy in game 1. Very well managed by Shelto. I love that fake out, as you said, faking the Ice Punch and then going into Celio. Love that. Really set up the end game there for Shelto.
Yeah, and say swapping Celio is a nice move despite not having Poliwrath, because the worst case scenario, they put Poliwrath on your Celio, but then you will have Mantine able to soak all the energy. So the game wouldn't be over even if he just pulled Poliwrath on Celio. So now we have Primeape against Trevenant. I must have missed the lead.
The lead was Mantine for Shelto. quickly swapped into the Primate. I actually like this because you see Walrein up front, you assume it's that Trevenant Charizard backline, so let's just get Primate in here with an energy lead. I like this play a lot. You see the Night Slash is coming in, not revealing that second move yet, gets the shield from Trevenant, gets the boost as well, makes it so the counters do 2 damage instead of 1.
How much damage the counter are dealing is disgusting.
It is an obscene amount of damage, but the Trevenant able to clear the Primate from the field. Mantine comes back in and will take a move from that Trevenant, but if you're Aspercelto and you are having that Shadow Quagsire in the back with Trevenant out of the way, you think the decks are cleared at this point.
Yeah, Snots has fallen in the Aspercelto's trap just to bait out the Trevenant with Primate after showing the Mantine in the lead. So this aerial ace is crucial because it actually will allow Quagsire to take advantage only of Mud Bomb against Walrein in endgame, so no need to throw Stone Edge at this point.
Yeah, and Quagsire already coming in trying to get some energy for that potential endgame. No shielding this move from Walrein. It is just an Icicle Spear. The Gelalancia takes Quagsire into yellow health, but it's Dragonair instead of Charizard. Purified Dragonair at that, but I don't expect this Dragon to be back in return here as these Mud Bombs come flying out from Quagsire. Can it reach the Stone Edge? Yes! Yes, it can! Huge Stone Edge for Aspercelto. What will this do to this Dragonair?
Fair amount. Fair amount of health.
Fair amount. This might be wing attack downrange for this Mantine. It does still have a shield. We do see it come up immediately. And this will be a race here. Can this Mantine erase the dragon before it gets that second move? No, it cannot. And this Body Slam should be the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, that's basically one of the advantage of not having the Shadow Dragonair, because being able to tank the Stone Edge was crucial for Snots, who takes home a good point, a good win, despite losing the worst counter to Quagsire, but still he recovered very well.
Yeah, and not being as reliant on that Charizard, I think definitely a smart adjustment from Snots here. And this time Primate comes back on the lead, but it's met by the Trevenant immediately. Still not bad. You do get the Night Slash off before you go into one of your stronger matchups in the back for Aspercelto. I'm assuming that Celio is going to see the field again. And I am right.
Yeah, now Celio can safely tank this Seed Bomb, and this Trevenant is a range of Powder Snow, so Snots is better off switching out, and he does. Now this Walrein still has to throw Earthquake, because one Icicle Spear is not going to be enough, probably not even 2.
Yeah, and this seems like a defensive swap more than anything from Snots, wanting to get Walrein in here away from the Primate. Yes, the Celio has a better matchup against the Walrein. These Body Slams are coming in, but I think Snots is just looking to get as much out of this Walrein as possible. Does fire the Icicle Spear right before the Body Slam. I'm with you. I don't think this is enough. And does go for the Earthquake to make sure it's enough. Do not blame Snots at all for that one, as Primate will come back in. Farm down. We do see a move here from Snots. Do see the shield from Aspercelto to set up this mid-game for Primate.
Yeah, now this Primate has another Night Slash loaded. So at this point, I think he's probably committed to farm down, to shield a farm down if Trevenant shields.
Yeah, which we could see here. It does shield. And another boost on this Primate.
Yeah, Chill is mandatory now.
Appeasing the RNG goddess as Primate does shield the final move. It is Dragonair yet again for Snots in the back. This Night Slash will do a ton, even to a Purified Dragonair. That does almost half, and now these counters just chunking away. I don't think Aspercelto has to throw a move with this Mantine anymore. Nope. You can just farm down. Even if it has returned, throw it.
Yeah, definitely shielding the Primate. Even if Primate didn't get the boost, shielding would have been still the correct move because if it's not had Primate in the lead, he was very unlikely that he had the Charizard in the back because otherwise it would have been too weak to Mantine. So for this reason, you could assume that Primate would have had some good play in the back, and plus he got the boost. So definitely it was a monetary shield.
Yeah, just very well managed by Aspershelto there. So that will make it 15-12 for Italy as we head into this break here. We just take a moment, regroup, and just see where everyone's at. We're gonna bring everyone back. We're gonna bring DC and Spleen back here. So my fellow casters, 15-12 for Italy. What is really jumping out? I'm gonna start with Spleen because you said you didn't play Vanguard and you wanted to get a look at these teams. So I want to know now that you've seen these teams, what are you seeing from this Vanguard meta? And you're still muted.
We don't hear you. We don't hear you.
Yeah, that was for the count, the Sosaflo count. So, like I was saying, a lot of Montines, a lot of Quagsires, a fighter. So, generally speaking, I think like most of the teams, they are well balanced, well done in a way. So that's interesting to see.
Yeah, DC, I'd love to get your thoughts.
Yeah, I think having teams built around Mantine and Quagsire is kind of the core of the meta. We see a lot of ice water types. Obviously, it's like the most common and probably the most powerful, like Celio, Dugong, and Wolverine. These three are so powerful. And for the fighting type, we see most of the time Primeape and Poliwrath. I think they are the most powerful too. I think that slot had Regirock, which is probably one of the best pick in that slot too. We see also a lot of Dragonair. Obviously, it's the best pick of the fourth slot, which is really neutral and can hit for everything in the meta. And lastly, there is the you talked about Milotic. I think it wasn't that much of a great pick in the later of the month because of how much Mountain there was. There was a lot of resistance to water, and the Dragon Tail damage didn't made up for it. And that's why the Charizard slowly disappeared in favor of Mountain, and in favor of Slowbro too. As Slowbro has the confusion neutral damage for against almost everything, and the soft heavy surf and heavy psychic damage.
Right. Leonardo, my stream partner, I will give you a chance to sum up some thoughts here. Obviously a 15-12, a little better than the last time you were on here casting Italy with me, so.
Yeah, well, do you want me to spend some words on the meta or on the matchup so far?
I trust your judgment. You can take it wherever you want, my friend.
Okay, fine. So far we have seen so many great battles. Actually, many battles could actually have gone either way, and many of them just came down to the wire for 1 HP or for one bait call, like my game so far. But really, this demonstrates how good the players are, and this also demonstrates what I always tell to people, that if players on both sides are equally good, like this round, many of the games just can just be narrowed down to one single nanosecond of action, or one single bait read, or one single hard read, or maybe you have to be brave enough to risk a particular line just to throw your opponent off guard, because if you play as a textbook your opponent will know how to react because he plays by textbook too. So really tough games. We've seen a lot very good shows so far.
For sure, and I won't say much that hasn't been said already.
For yourself, AJ.
I do wanna clap back a little bit on Milotic, because like I said, I rode Milotic till the end. I made the mistake of benching her at the end of my Silph cycle. I did not make that mistake this time. I brought her every single time, and you're right, Vulpix. It's not great against Mantine, but Milotic has so many soft losses when it doesn't get the Dragonair. Like it can pull shields from Trevenant with that Dragon Tail damage being so oppressive. It could do work against some of the glassier fighters. Poliwrath can't really do anything to it unless it's packing Dynamic Punch. So I felt Milotic was versatile enough I could bring it into a matchup much like Mantine. And have it go, but also not have to worry about shielding it and use it to set up my Frostlass or my Dugong or one of my other Pokemon that could use that energy better. So that's how I saw Milotic in there. Like I said, and it just shuts down Dragonair completely. And we've seen what Shadow Dragonair is doing. So that's all I'm gonna say on that. I've talked too much, but I will keep talking because that is what I'm here to do, especially when we are talking about the sponsor of today's stream, and that would be PogoRaiders.gg. Just a reminder, if you haven't heard this enough, I'm going to tell you again. If you are looking for an online tool still for hosting or joining raids, you need to check out Pogo Raiders. They have been optimizing a fully custom raiding organization tool for over a year. They have over 3,000 raids a day and over 150,000 members. So you got to try their free raiding tool. And beyond that, they are a community of dedicated Pokemon Go players. You can join monthly PvP tournaments with cash prizes and find help from some of the best players in the world, along with access to infographics and information about everything upcoming in Pokemon Go. Check them out at PogoRaiders.gg or on Discord at discord.gg/PogoRaiders. All right. We are going to keep going along with these battles. Like I said, I've talked a lot. I need to take a break. Spleen, I want you to use that newfound knowledge of this meta to lead us into these next battles here with DC.
Listen, I'm not going to lie. A meta where Mora can shine is a good meta.
Yeah, heck yeah. Freaking love it. Let's go. Match 10, Spleen and DC.
Yeah,
So
and I think
Yeah.
and I think it's the first time we're seeing Flying Pizza, right? If I paid attention correctly.
Yeah, it's the first time. It's also it's probably the first time I see him on stream too. But that's probably another case. I saw he played a lot of the Gymbreakers, but it's probably the first time I get to the stream stage.
Mm-hmm.
So not much unique picks. We see the Muck, the Shadow Muck, which has been proven to be quite good with the Turner Punch and Dark Pulse combination, and obviously against the Flying Pizza's team, looks super tough to deal with.
Yeah, it looks interesting. I do like the slow bro. I wouldn't be surprised if we do so to see the slow bro. Mainly because there is a poison type in the Mac. There is a fighter, and also you are going to resist the powder snow from the wall rain. So and apply a lot of pressure even on the Trevenant with the confusion. So in that case, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of slow bro action. But I guess we are about to find out.
We'll see right about now, which we see Quagsire into Mountain Wind, which definitely favors the Quagsire as we see before, because you reach this Stone Edge very fast, and you only need 2 Stone Edge to KO that Mountain. It will put it deep into the red before before gets the shield. And yeah, we will see the Aerial Aces going through the Quagsire.
Yeah, and Avalanche opting to no shield that aerial ace, back-to-back aerial ace, and I do like the play from Flying Pizza, throwing the second aerial ace right before the Quagsire reaching the Stone Edge. Will it grab a shield? It does grab a shield, and Avalanche now is going to fire another Stone Edge, and no shield this time on the Mantine.
Yeah, deep into the red. It does a lot of damage. That Mud Bomb won't KO the mountain, but you can definitely let go the Quagsire and have a decent farm down with the other Pokemon in your back. We see the Walrein right away, and that's a lot of family. Definitely like 6 or 7 powder snow, and IRS does so less damage. It tickles, so you don't really care about taking one.
Yeah, that's a ton of damage, and coming in with the slow bro to soak that energy. Nice timing there to throw the earthquake. I'm expecting a no shield, but Flying Pizza is shielding that move, predicting that maybe that's the hardest hitting move remaining on the Avalanche side, but that's a great shield, regardless.
And Eman shielding the stuff. That's a. I don't think that stuff would have KO, but you need to shield anyway. You can't deal with the slow bro with that primate in your back, and it looks absolutely impossible to overcome, especially when that slow bro will hit the psychic.
Yeah, that
To
psychic
knock
is
out.
yeah, that psychic is going to knock out the Primeape. Any case, and Kenny, yeah, he can confusion down, and that's huge for Flying Pizza because he didn't even revealed the Frostlass that was in the back. Any case, the Primeape shieldless against the Frostlass. It will have been also a rough time for Avalanche. That was really rough for Avalanche. So curious to see how he's going to adapt in this game too.
And we adapt with a water ice lead. Obviously, it's not that's long of a matchup because you KO with 2 EQ, if I recall correctly. Probably not. Probably not enough. But like it does a good amount of damage. And we
Yeah,
see an abuse no shield of the
we
Drill.
we see a drill run, one powder snow before throwing the earthquake for good move timing, and that's going to be off of the Dugong health, and Dugong is going to fire another charge move. And DC, look at the backline. I think alignment is going to be key in this match.
And it will definitely be key. You really want the alignment if you're the One Rhino user, because that slow bro could tear through the muck, and that mountain.
Oh, barely
Really,
surviving. Can he reach?
yeah,
No,
let's
the
go.
wall rain can powder
You
snow down,
get
and
the
that's
ball slow
huge.
down.
That's huge. He's probably going to come, yes, with the slow blow to try to confusion down, but
Yeah,
not before Avalanche is able to throw an icicle spear. That's resisted damage, but it's always good to have some cheap damage. And either way, he has the alignment he wants. Can align the Trevenant on the slow blow.
it's very good alignment, and you still need to shield the potential psychic. We never know.
Or a
Yeah,
potential
and
ice beam. We saw
yeah.
some slow bros with ice beam as well, grabbing a shield before moving into the Trevenant, and I guess he might just win that shield back here. Yes, indeed, that's also a good shield on the Shadow Ball, allowing the Mantine to build some energy, so that could also flip this matchup.
It will definitely flip. It could flip the matchup. I think the talent patch will knock outs in one go. I really thought the mountain wouldn't shield the shadow ball, but that probably wrong predict on Pizza's side. I think the talent patch will be reached in CMP against the ILAs, or maybe
Yeah,
I'm
that's
proven wrong.
that's an aerial ace. Opting. Oh, thing maybe thought that he could tank that move.
Yeah,
But unfortunately, it knock out, and now the Trevenant has to shield that aerial ace, and at the same time build some extra energy before knocking out, going for that seed bomb.
yeah, that seed bomb will KO. I think it builds enough energy to reach a move against the Throwbro. No, I don't. Yeah, it will definitely
Yeah,
KO.
it's going to reach that seed bomb on the CMP tie. Really
Wow.
great play by Avalanche. Really crazy energy management DC there. We were
And
thinking
very
that it
close.
might, yeah, we were thinking that it might not be the play to let that mug go, but I think for Avalanche, he really saw his win con since the beginning and just played to it. Really nicely played.
We saw the Trevenant survive by like barely any HP, like probably 5 or 6, and putting through that win. Now we see that really favorable lead for Trevenant. So we see that switch, and it meets the slow bro. So I think it's fine for the Merc because yeah, you get a shield.
Yeah, you get a shield.
And if the slow bro doesn't throw a move, you may be able to reach the Thunder Punch. No, barely
Yeah,
not, barely not.
he might have reached indeed maybe to Thunder Punch, but going for that Dark Pulse maybe to ensure the knockout. But now that's going to be that could be a lot of energy for the Trevenant there.
Yeah, but not before pulling two. Oh wow, pulling the bait.
Yeah, this time calling the bait, huge.
Very nice.
And now is he going to shield that psychic? Yes, he does, and he might be able to farm it down.
He will definitely farm it down. Gets the defense drop. That's unfortunate, but you will definitely throw 2 seed bomb to the dugong, and that will do a lot of damage, and that will probably
Yeah, exactly. Especially because the defense is debuff, but not the attack of the Trevenant. So the seed bombs are still doing the same damage as usual, and we do see a shield there, and not allowing for more farm and pivoting into the Quagsire there. But the Dugong has already IC win there.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. You get the IC win, you get the attack drop, but you get that stun edge on CMP, and that's very good because it will knock out the Dugong. Although you don't have health advantage against the mountain, you might be able to reach 2 stun edge to knock out that one.
Yeah, I really like the play of by throwing on CMP, you ensure that there is no catch as well on the opposing side. And now the big question is, can he survive the tutorial ace, or can he catch the second one maybe on his remain on?
Clock is not up.
The clock was not up. That's really unfortunate there. And well done by Flying Pizza. Able to take that game.
Yeah, it was very close. It was one move short and like a half a second short of the clock being up, allowing the catch. And yeah, very unfortunate for Avalanche, but pizzas get the win on the American side.
Yeah, exactly. Let's move to the next one. And still 16-14, so it's still pretty close. Just reminding to the people that it's the first up to 25 points, just like it's written under the screen, is going to win that 3rd place between those two really stacked nations.
So first time we see Cyrex Darwin on stream. So for this matchup, you see the Regirock is quite countered by the Polyrath and the Quagsire. I think it's the first time we see the no, it's not the first time, but we haven't seen it played. It is usually played with Shadow Punch and Poltergeist. Poltergeist that now deals a lot of damage. Like it kind of one shots a lot of things, although the Silph has like barely any attack.
Yeah, exactly. I think that was to be honest, that was the move this Pokemon needed because otherwise he was really relying, if you remember, on return most of the time. So you were mostly playing the purified version just to ensure that that big to have that big nuke, and like Poltergeist can play this role, which is interesting. And to be honest, I'm curious to see if we are going to see it or not, especially because, like you're mentioning, a variety also of moveset, Ice Punch, Fire Punch, so a lot of combination depending on the opposing team. Even if, like you were saying here, I think it makes sense to go full Ghost mode.
Yeah, I think having a big nuke, especially for that mountain or for that Regirock, would go in favor of the Deathclaw. I think we're ready to go, and we see that Slowbro into Quagsire. It's a very neutral matchup. A bit of an advantage for that Slowbro because of that confusion pressure, and we see a first Mud Bomb that won't be shielded.
Yeah,
as expected.
First Mud Bomb. Those two Pokemons are fairly bulky and tanky, and Slowbro building some extra energy, but going to take another Mud Bomb there in the process.
Yeah, takes another Mud Bomb before throwing energy. I think it's a good move. You wait a turn to get to that Surf, and you will reach another Surf before Quagsire reach his next charge move. So you allow that Quagsire to win the switch, but not before taking a lot of damage and forcing it to throw its energy. So very no pressure on Sirac's side. You get an energy lead on whatever you want.
Yeah, but not allowing it, and now the Dugong is switch lock into that Regirock that is going to be able to reach. Actually, could have reached the Stone Edge, but opting to go for the Focus Blast and tanking that Icy Wind first.
Yeah, it takes the Icy Wind. Unfortunately, gets the attack drop, but you still need 2 Stone Edges to ensure the KO. So you will reach the next Stone Edge before that Icy Wind. And
yeah, exactly. And look at the timing from Cyrax that is really waiting the last moment to throw that Stone Edge.
Will mimic you through the run. It doesn't. I thought he would have ensured the KO on the Regirock, but throws an Icy Wind instead, and Cyrax throws the Stone Edge before Dugong reaches another Icy Wind.
Yeah, and we do see.
Oh, it reaches a Stone Edge. Very clutch Stone Edge from the Quagsire there.
Yeah, reaching the Stone Edge, and obviously, if you are a Cyrax, you want to shield that move. And in the back there is the Dust Clubs we were mentioning, and that's the Flower Crown Dust Club. So that was available for the special event, packing that double Ghost charge move with Ice Punch and Poltergeist. And let's find out who is going to win this matchup this year.
We'll see the heavy damage of the Poltergeist soon, and I hope you won't be deceived about it. But it probably won't KO that mountain. He would have to put a lot of damage, especially at this F range.
Yeah,
we won't even see it. Let's
Yeah,
himself go.
yeah. In Shadow Mimikyu knowing that he can't win this game, so he rather not reveal the moveset instead of giving out information there. And that's another point for Italy, that even if it's really close between those two nations. Um, I mean, Italy seems a bit up, right? So let's see if Shadow Mimikyu can turn that up in the next game. And we have a fair neutral lead here with the Mountain and the Dragonair.
Yep, definitely. We saw a little bit of stutter like on the Mimikyu side, but it's probably fine. Putting up a shield against Annihilate, not nice to do, and gets pressured on another shield before throwing his body slam.
Yeah, he's going to tank the Toriel Ace, and now he's going to build up to 2 body slams. And will we see a shield from the Mountain? Actually, we don't see a shield.
No shield. This body slam won't KO yet. Will we see a farm down? Yeah, we see the farm down. And
To
now
the farm down.
we see another body slam onto that slow bro. So parting a bit of parting shots before being KO'd.
Yeah, but that's one confusion for the slow bro. That body slam still did quite a chunk on the bulky slow bro, and Shadow Mimikyu opting to come with the Mountain. So I think he is making a hard read on what could be in the back for Cyrax there, and coming with the Mountain and outpacing actually the slow bro.
Yeah, it's a very hard matchup for Slowbro. It doesn't put enough damage on that Mountain. And let's that Psyche go. Yeah, you see that Psyche did barely no damage. And now we see a no Rendus matchup. That Quagsire is an absolute wall against that Ouija Rock, dealing super effective damage with that bomb.
Yeah,
being able to farm a lot, and yeah.
Yeah,
Tough.
exactly. And Mud Bomb coming really fast, so Cyrax trying to go for that Focus Blast a bit as a Hail Mary move, but even if no shielded, this is not going to knock out the Quagsire that can just continue to farm. And there is the Stone Edge, and this time the Quagsire is going to shield this.
It's going to shield. It wouldn't have KO'd, but you want to keep that energy to pressure that Slowbro. And especially... Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Like you were mentioning, now he has another move, so he can just throw that mud bomb, pressure the last shield from the slow bro.
And I'm pretty sure you get the next mud bomb before the slow bro.
Yeah, but he still has a real ace there, and that's going to be should be enough to knock out. Plus the wing attack, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, thank you for the follow, Generoff.
Yeah, very close game once again. Cyrax almost won that with his slow bro. It's these matchups are always down to the wire.
Yeah, exactly. And like we were mentioning, actually a great read by Shadow Mimikyu, but the game was still super close in the end. And we have yet again another neutral lead, and also neutral backlines kind of in the back. So that's going to be quite interesting here, what you see.
Yeah, it will all come down to energy and health management. So we see the Dugong throwing his drill first. Obviously no shield on the Walrein side, you tank it very easily. And this next Earthquake will put it... Oh, not down to the 50%. It must be a very good IV.
Yeah, very good IV Dugong, like you were saying, and look at the counting of Shadow Mimikyu is going to throw the drill run right before the Walrein is reaching the Earthquake. And now there is a question for, yes, we do see the Earthquake. Is Shadow Mimikyu going to shield this? Yes,
we
it
do
does.
see a shield. We do see a shield, and it's very crucial there because even though it wasn't that necessary, he wants to ensure the switch with that shield, which he gets. But
Yeah,
now
it
you
gets.
get a lot of farm on slow, bro.
Oh, and he's actually giving up switch advantage, going into that Dragoner and outpacing the Slowbro to the body slam, and we see how much the Dragon Breath is chunking away the Slowbro.
Yeah, the Dragon Breath damage is so oppressive, especially coming from the Dragon Lamp that has so much attack to it. Gets the Shield Psychic, which is very good, but now you get into the mountain just to prevent
Yeah,
not getting farm down, but getting more damage on the Slowbro.
yeah, exactly. The Mountain tanking the body slam, but on a CMP, so that's always good, and it's two off remaining Pokemons with one shield against a full HP Pokemon and a third HP Pokemon. Dugong is going to come into play. I do like this play this year.
Yeah, you get an easy debuff on that mountain, and you force it to throw energy, which is very unfortunate for Cyrex, but it's very good for Mimikyu because now this Quagsire will probably close the game very easily, as it will easily outpace two moves against the Slowbro.
Cyrax still has a shield, I think. So that might be enough to knock it out, because it might be harsh for the Quagsire to.
Yeah, you see, you farm down and you get easily 2 Mud Bomb on mountain,
Yeah, exactly.
which will definitely
exactly.
KO.
And that's going to be enough. Well played by Shadow Mimikyu there.
Mhm.
I really thought at first that we will see a mud shot farm down from the Quagsire on the
It would have been too
mountain.
much.
But yeah. Sarax not allowing that, and but that's a good point. And California is almost back into the race, 1 point behind Italy now, and it's getting closer and closer as we are sailing to that 25 mark this year.
Yeah, we will see the next matchup, I think, which will be Raging Taz against Ryblades. So, first appearance of Raging Taz, very common team, coming from Italy. So, what would be good? I think the Muck is quite fine against everything. Like even though there is a confusion pressure from that Gallade, you also you aren't pressured by the charge moves. But that mountain looks terrifying, honestly.
I actually do like the Gallade. I know it's let's say it's a very frail Pokemon, but I think that if you take the combination between Confusion and Leaf Blade, it can be really interesting, because it basically have some play against almost everything but the Mountain, and even the Mountain. I mean, like, if you can build a lot of energy before, it could be interesting. So I know it's a frail Pokemon, so it's maybe hard to really find the line to make it shine. But on paper,
Yeah,
it
it looks
could
quite
be
neutral.
interesting.
Yeah. I definitely understand that. Yeah, I think the Regirock might be a bit more oppressive there, but we'll see once we jump into the games.
And I think that was that. I don't remember if it was
wow.
the Earthquake Reggie or not. But anyway, that's a good lead for Raging Taz there, going to be able, and we do see an attempt of catch, and indeed here comes the Galate that is going to be answered by that Mountain. So definitely the worst matchup for the Galate.
The worst scenario, yeah, it's the worst scenario. The Quagsire built more energy, and you get the worst matchup you could ever see onto that Galate. That Mountain built up additional energy. We will see Parching Leaf Blade before the Galate gets KO'd. Yeah, obviously he needed to shield that Leaf Blade before.
But actually, he could flip. Yeah, he could flip the matchup if he opts to. Yes, and he's going to flip that matchup. And now, if you look at the back line, that could be rough for Raging Taz. I think you need to come with.
Yeah, it looks out of you forced to shield that Leaf Blade that would wreck that Quagsire. You got more energy, but now it's quite painful to see what's in the back. Yeah, that Revenant is really painful to deal with. Maybe you can carry with the 2 Stone Edges, so you can build.
Yes, you can definitely, but opting to tank the Stone Edge and on the Trevenant, and then going into the Warren, and wow, KOing with. Oh, that didn't knock out, actually barely surviving with 1 HP, and that could be crucial for the end game. But the Ryblet Warren is going to reach another Earthquake. That's going to put Raging Taz into the yellow, and here comes the Earthquake now from the Warren of Raging Taz.
Now, what we will see is either if that Icicle Spear KO that Warren, it might be. I don't think it's in range, but it might be. And if that Quagsire will be able to throw that Stone Edge into the
yes, it knocks out, and I think even that it's going to outpace to the Icicle Spear, right?
Yeah.
And any case.
Well, the Trevenant got one Shadow Claw onto that that Quagsire, so it would have been CMP, but in the end the Quagga had a move ready to knock out that Trevenant.
Exactly, and that was key to survive, and that's always we always say that IVs don't matter before they do, and in that situation they did matter.
Yeah, indeed. A very neutral lead. I think it's better with when you have a Shadow Warren, but I might be proven wrong. And that's Galate building up to a close combat before throwing
the Leaf Blade.
Yeah.
And now grabbing a shield and swapping into his own raw rain, and Raging Taz is going to throw the Earthquake probably before dipping out into another one. No, opting to stay in actually.
Yeah, you got a better one to align on that Galate, but you got 2 better ones with the Trev that are on the mountain. And you aren't threatened from a knockout by.
Oh, what a goal!
Oh, whoa! You were threatened by an Earthquake, and it wasn't an Earthquake. It's very hard for Ryblet now.
Yeah, that's really rough. Shielding when you are up 2 shields, it's also when you are up a shield. Sorry, it's also quite ballsy, and we do see the Galate coming back in now. Oh, we see Raging Taz trying to catch that Leaf Blade on the Trevenant.
You will still get a Leaf Blade anyways, unless that Galate adds Synchronize, which I don't expect to.
Yeah,
and you
but
get that fountain, which very crucial.
a juicy farm down, and in the back there is the Reg Rock, and that game is still going to be quite close because Reg Rock up to shield can do a ton of damage here.
Yeah, definitely. Not shielding that first seed bomb, which is a bit surprising.
Yeah,
And
he has to shield this one, otherwise it's out, and just deciding to
wow,
let this go.
okay. Well, why not?
Interesting.
Probably predicting that Quagsire in the back, which they were not. But yeah, that's it could have been closer, I think.
Yeah,
Very surprising.
he could have been closer indeed, indeed for sure, especially because that was the mountain in the back. And let's move to the last game, and what a read by Raging Taz, leading that Primeape into the wall rain, and now Ryblet going for that Charizard, and Taz answering with the wall rain.
Now the bait games begin. Oh, we see a blast bomb right away being shielded. This match is usually close with the baits, but shielding the nuke right away makes it very comfortable for the war right now.
Yeah, and we don't see a shield on the Charizard.
Yeah, content with a shield advantage. And the war rain comes back.
There is the wall rain, but Raging Taz wall rain has so much residual energy that is going already to reach an earthquake. Will we see a shield? We don't see a shield. Puts it off. The opposing wall rain off, and now I guess he's not going to bait this time, and he's going to throw the earthquake. But he might. The Raging Taz wall rain might survive actually.
It will survive, and Rabbit might even not throw, not put a shield for his wall rain, knowing that there's the. Oh, put the shield. Okay, I'm proven
Puts
wrong.
the shield. He wants the powder snow down, and that's a nice play because he has a ton of energy, and now swapping into that Galate, but in the back there is again that mountain.
Yeah, it's once again gets the worst counter on the Rejenta's team. That Galate could have been so good, and is met every time with that mountain. It's so tough for Beyblade. Like I don't know what to say anymore.
Indeed, like you're mentioning, will Mountain? Yes, Mountain is going to shield that leaf blade. But probably has to throw.
Yeah, we'll throw a move. The thing is, Warren will farm down, but Primeape has enough energy to reach a move before Warren gets to
yeah, Mountain
even
is
gets
going
an aerial ace.
Yeah, Mountain is going to get the aerial ace, and that's going to be enough to seal the deal in this match, and to give a 4-point lead to Italy, right?
Very tough for Rabbit. Getting 3-0'd by Raging Taz, gets a huge lead from Italy, and now we will go ahead and leave our fellow casters back in the game. Anything?
Yeah, well, welcome back, Leo and AJ.
Hello.
See, I muted the
We are.
camera. I didn't mute the mic. That's why I'm different than Sosa. Yeah, no, that was rough, and I want to apologize for Ryblet. Like I said, I did beat him 2-1 in the final match California had before this matchup with Italy, and I did use Confusion Swoobat, so I did put the seed in the mind that, hey, Confusion's pretty good. Unfortunately, Gallade, not very good when Mantine gets on it all 3 times. So, sorry, Ryblet. But yeah, you usually say in these matchups, C. Leonardo, that it's not really, you don't really feel the pressure until that first 3-0 goes on the board. And that, I believe, was our first 3-0, was Raging Taz on Ryblet.
Yeah.
So now
it
that
happened
you know,
pretty late. it took place
Yeah,
pretty late. So
It's been pretty even. So now that you know that going into your matchup here against Rubik's Master, the world runner-up, are you feeling that? Do you feel like that opportunity to put more pressure on the Californian side, or are you looking to maintain here?
Well, to be fair, as soon as I looked at the matchup that I would have to face against both my Californian opponents, I actually thought that the Rubik's Master matchup was the worst one between the two. Because if you look at my team and his team, basically every pick of mine can be walled by at least 2 Pokemon of Rubik's Master. And while probably it is the same the other way around, every pick of Rubik's Master can be hardly countered by 1 or 2 Pokemon on my side. So I really thought this was just a RPS matchup, or who wins the lead basically wins the game, because it is able to align all the three counters correctly. But yeah, so I really didn't have much trust in this matchup, but I knew that I had to bring some point home after 1-2 against Mario Master. So yeah, respect for everyone, but I'm not afraid of anyone. So I just wanted to bring back some points at this point. Even 1-2 would have been fine, just one step towards the 25 threshold.
Exactly. Well, let's see if you move Italy closer to clinching that bronze medal in the Master Division here against Rubik's Master. Amora is back and on the lead. I finally get to call Amora against Walrein. Great lead for C. Leonardo here as Amora starts going to work on its fellow ice type.
Yeah, this is a decent lead, but I have to guess correctly the nukes and the baits this time.
Which is surely you used up all the bad calls in the first match against Mario Master. You do get the shield on the Ancient Power from Walrein. Here comes the Earthquake. I called it.
Oh, first time I shield a nuke.
Shield.
That's great news.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
huge bankrupting of the energy there on Walrein. Just so much farm now for Amora as another Ancient Power comes in.
Yeah, at this point, I know that I'm not gonna able to. Okay, actually, yeah, I'm not gonna able to reach another move before the second earthquake happens. So I just decide at this point to double shield. I basically have a lot of energy, so I'm not really frightened of anything. It just will keep going. My opponent knows that I'm gonna outpace him to the second Ancient Power, so he lets it go. It's fine. Now at this point I can just say swap my Hitmonchan in order to keep my Amora alive. And this is great because now I have the Trevenant on the Quagsire, and this is everything I want.
Yeah, like you said, it looks pretty RPS from here. This Shadow Hitmonchan landing the Ice Punch. And that's the thing you said with Hitmonchan. It's got so many different punches. Rubik's can't really shield in case it's just like a Thunder Punch close combat Hitmonchan or something like that. But the C-Bomb will take out Chandaddy. However, Amora lurks for the tree. And in the back, your own Trevenant against that Quagsire that was revealed. Trevenant able to farm down, and if you didn't have 2 more battles after this, I'd say Rubik's has the top left here, but the Stone Edge from a non-Shadow Quagsire is very livable for this Trevenant.
At this point, actually, I was debating whether to come in with my Trevenant in order to get a jump start of energy, since Quagsire, I already knew that it was ahead of 2 one-shots, or to just farm down with Amora. But I also knew that Amora would be still locked against Quagsire. I didn't really want that. So yeah, that's why I decided to. And the Mud Bomb here just barely killed, which wasn't great. But luckily, I had two Weather Bolts, and so I was able to seal the deal here. But actually, it was much closer than I would have thought.
Yeah, Quagsire did reach that mud bomb, but the Amora already had 2 weather balls and won the cap tie against the Quagsire, giving C Leonardo that desired point in the first game against Rubik's Master. And yeah, couldn't have drawn up the plan any better, honestly. Your Hitmonchan pulled out the Trevenant, and your Trevenant was able to mop up the backline. Just you love it when a plan comes together, eh?
Yeah. At this point, I decided to run the same line because I was confident that actually I had a lot of play even in the worst case scenario, and this is the worst case scenario. So mark onto the Hitmonchan, and I already know that a Mantine is gonna be waiting for my Trevenant, but I get shield here, which is great because if Mark doesn't shield, I can double shield and counter down. So this is a sound shield by my opponent. They throw just right before I'm able to reach Ice Punch. At this point, I decided to let it go because I'm not really sure that actually Ice Punch KOs from this range.
Yeah, I don't think it does either. The punches aren't great moves to rely on offensively. Metachan gives it a lot of press. You can see this Shadow Muck reaching for the Dark Pulse against Amora, and it connects and takes out a good chunk of the Amora's health here. The Weather Ball, though, if unshielded, it is unshielded. That will be the end of Shadow Muck in this battle.
Yeah, at this point, I'm not shielding my Amora because I'm confident that a Trevenant with slightly energy advantages, 2 shields to 1, is able to win against Mantine. Unfortunately, I was thinking this Mantine would run Aerial Ace and Ice Beam, but actually Bubble Beam makes sense too because they need the Bubble Beam from my Amora. And again, I start shielding the potential Aerial Ace, but it's a Bubble Beam.
Yeah, and not only did that Bubble Beam get the shield, it drops that Trevenant's attack, meaning a Seed Bomb no longer a guaranteed 2-shot here. And the second Bubble Beam coming in as well, and it's a late shield from Leonardo. Used up all the luck on those Earthquakes on the Walrein, and this is tough here. No shielding the Mantine. It is double debuff. That Quagsire still very, very healthy up front, not even close to KOing there.
Yeah, and my switch time is not up yet. There was my only win condition, trying to catch the relays. At this point, I have nowhere to go, unfortunately. I think maybe I would have had some chance if I just didn't shield. I'm not really sure because even if I let either Bubble Beam go, I would have been so low in health and still double debuffed. And even one shield won my Amora against the Quagsire, I don't think I would have been able to win regardless. So, but if Mantine had Aerial Ace instead of Bubble Beam, I probably would have won. But yeah,
I think the Seed Bomb would have done the job. This might be as neutral as you get there. Quagsire on Mantine. Instant swap from Rubik's Master, bringing in Walrein. I'm guessing to draw out Hitmonchan since he ran the same team twice. But this Walrein going to get the Icicle Spear off first and start trying to chip away at this Shadow Quagsire, who's responding with a Mud Bomb.
Yeah, at this point, I just want to take half health of this Walrein, so even Mud Bomb is fine for me because I just need this Walrein to be in Ancient Power range. And I managed to catch this, which is
that's a great
nice
catch. That's a great catch on the Amora, eating the Icicle Spear. This Walrein still locked in. You can see the switch timers very much out of alignment, but this Walrein's not going to have a shot getting to this Earthquake before Amora reaches the Ancient Power. And no shield from Walrein here. Amora's going to land the rock move. And do we see a boost? No boost on the Ancient Power, unfortunately. Now, this Icicle Sphere coming through from Walrein gets shielded again. Leonardo just so confident calling those Earthquakes in the earlier matchup. Rubik's learned his lesson, and now this Ancient Power comes in, and that gets the final shield out of Rubik's Master.
At this point, I am pretty confident that I can just shield myself and throw Weather Ball in Simpitai with the next Earthquake, because now it's gonna be in Weather Ball range. So I want to maximize the energy. I'm expecting, since they shielded, I'm expecting they are really weak to Amora in the back. So I'm also considering to switch out at some point and just to preserve the Amora, because I was expecting maybe, yeah, I really didn't know what to expect, but I did have a feeling that my Amora would be strong. So I throw the first move. I wait for Mantine to spend some energy, but I don't want to throw any more energy, because now this Ancient Power is not gonna KO the Mantine.
Yeah, and the Bubble Beam does debuff. Mantine is coming in for Leonardo against Rubik's Master's Trevenant, but no shields on the field, and this Trevenant was second in, which means this Ice Beam is going to connect on the tree and wipe it from the field, and this might be over right there, as Mantine on Mantine. Leonardo's Mantine has a massive health advantage and an Ice Beam, which Rubik's Masters does not, and that will slam the door shut on this one. Leonardo picking up a 2-1 against Rubik's Master and moving Italy within 3 points of that bronze medal. And I will just offer some claps, Leonardo. Much better performance than the last time I called your matchups next to you. Even with the like 2 for 10 rate on calling shields, you acquitted yourself very well. Amora stepped up in that game against Rubik's Master. Very well done, sir.
Thanks, AJ. Well, yeah, this win is great for the morale of my morale, of course, but also for the team's morale. 2 more points. I was already. I probably would have been just content with doing 1-2 against Rubik's Master, but yeah, this 2-1 with the Amora show was really nice to have and to commentate live.
Yeah, and thank you again for taking us through the thought process as you're going through that. I think that's very helpful for aspiring World Cup participants who are in the chat watching here, as we will move into Flying Pizza against 13 Joppy 37. This is a substitution. Joppy taking Frank the Tank slot, and will be using Frank's team with that Frostlass, Shadow Dragonair, Tentacruel, which I don't believe we saw in Frank's battle against Cornucopoulos. I have to see a Frostlass at some point, right? It has to come here, right?
We will see.
Please.
Hopefully.
Let me see my girl in action today.
To be fair, Frostlass is very good. Yeah, to be fair, Frostlass is very good against Flying Pizza 1 team. So I might reasonably expect Frostlass to see the pitch this time.
It'll be an honor. Like, as I think I used her once, and I think that was against Ryblet when I was dancing with Swoobat. But let's see. Let's get into these matchups. Italy can taste the glory, and we are riding along with Flying Pizza. Mantine finds Quagsire in the opener. Very, very popular situation in this Vanguard endgame, and Mantine chipping away at Quagsire. We see the Aerial Ace Ice Beam as this Stone Edge is fired by Joppy as the recording comes online. Early shield by Flying Pizza.
Yeah, this Quagsire it's a pretty neutral matchup, so you don't need to swap out against anything in the Flying Pizza team. Quagsire can just stay in and either getting shield or to take away large chunks of health from anything. So yeah, it's one of those neutral leads where you don't care about winning the lead. Actually, you can just take shield and maybe you can farm something down with either your Pokemon in the back.
Yeah, and you can see the situation for Joppy. I think we could be seeing that 2-shield Dragonair situation here as this Quagsire continues to work over Mantine. Is going to take the Aerial Ace here and go down with that energy, but its job is done. It got a shield, and now Celio gets to come in against Mantine, matching up here and kind of walling off what this Mantine can do for Flying Pizza.
Yeah, now this Celio is gonna absorb some damage from Mantine, and Chop is putting everything on the Dragonette's shoulders, the double shielded Dragonair. But there are several Pokemon that actually are able to deal with a double shielded Dragonair, because many Pokemon are really strong fast move wise against Dragonair. If we look at potential Dewgong, potential Frostlass, potential Dragonair Mirror, and so yeah, it might be complicated. And in fact, there is the opposing Dragonair. So now all these two shields are gonna be useless, because just both these Dragonair will faint down with the Dragon Breath.
Yeah, it could be that case as Joppy loses Dragonair there. Both shields gone. Here comes a body slam to knock out the Shadow Dragonair, but Flying Pizza still has that Slowbro. And this might be one confusion here to take out this Shadow Celio. And it is indeed, as Flying Pizza puts a point on the board for California to make it 22-18. And you called it, Leonardo. He kept those shields for Dragonair, but Flying Pizza came right back. And the second that Dragonair took that chip damage from Slowbro, there was no way it was catching up and living to pressure that Dragonair any further. And now Joppy's not messing around. Dragonair's on the lead for game 2.
Yeah, this time just Dragonair is probably better as a lead, since we are happy with anything except for Dewgong. So we can stay in against opposing Frostlass as well, and we can play a nice 1-shield scenario or 2-shield scenario. At this point, I think Joppy can be happy to let this Dragonair go down and farm what remains.
Don't have to remind me about the Dragonair on Frostlass matchup. There's a certain podcast host that really likes doing that. But Quagsire is going to come in. That Dragonair is still alive for Joppy. It could come into play later as this Slowbro gets a Surf Off at the death. But neither one of Flying Pizza's remaining Pokemon want to take a Stone Edge. So instead, the Mantine's going to come in to force the Quagsire to throw the Rock move. And it obliges on this first one. No shield from Flying Pizza. It is going to be all on this Lass in the back. And normally I like her chances, Leonardo, but we can see Joppy's lineup, and it's looking good for the Italian side.
Yeah, well, we still don't know the second move on Celio. So, but yeah, with Water Pools might be slightly better against Frostlass. The scenario is not bad at all for Joppy, but yeah, everything might come down just to a potential catch, and here it is.
And he makes it.
I've called it.
Dragonair is going to eat the Aerial Ace from Mantine, bankrupt some energy there, and it goes down, and now Celio will have the chance to come in and farm this down. Could go Quagsire again, wanting to build up to that Stone Edge. Nope, it is the Shadow Seal, and here comes Lass, and it is Body Slam, Aurora Beam from that Celio, and even Shield Scenario, this Celio does have the energy advantage, but Frostlass just needs to nail a Shadow Ball here. The Aurora Beam shrugged off by the Ice Ghost. And I may have spoken too soon, Leonardo, when I was awarding that point, but that Quagsire is still up and running in the back.
Yeah, the Quagsire is very close to a move, and it will... Joppy basically has to try and do some sort of combo play here. So he burns the second shield, the final shield on Frostlass.
Yeah,
and
does get the shield on the Aurora Beam. The Frostlass is firing the Avalanche. Joppy does shield. He has to get this Mud Bomb off. It looked like a cap tie, so he is going to get it. But this is not a Shadow Quagsire. Is this Mud Bomb going to be enough to take down Lass? Oh, it is enough to get there. This Mantine, though, has the energy. Can it get enough to take out both these water Pokemon? The Aerial Ace will eliminate Quagsire from proceedings. It's up to that Celio, and I don't think it left with any energy. It didn't, and it's going to get Wing Attack down here, and Flying Pizza's going to pick up another point off of Italy, trying to keep California alive in this matchup.
was a very close one. I think Flying Pizza well predicted the combo play from Joppy, and if the combo play goes through without Joppy having to spend the final shield, I think Joppy can take this game home. But yeah, it was well read by the opponent.
Well, Quagsire on Mantine, so nice, we'll do it thrice. Round 3 sees this matchup with Flying Pizza riding Mantine, Joppy going with the non-Shadow Quagsire. Stone Edge is shielded by the Mantine, but we see lasses on both sides as both embrace the spite. This Mantine gonna get this aerial ace off, trying to chip Joppy's Quagsire, and like you said, Leonardo, Quagsire's done his job from your perspective, getting that early shield off of Mantine.
Yeah, and now we can see the second Pokemon on Joppy's side is Frostlord. So even after getting one shield down from Mantine, after landing this second Stone Edge, I think Frostlord has all the way to go just for a great farm down.
Yeah, and you can see Flying Pizza wanting this Quagsire off the field, throwing this aerial ace, no shield by Joppy. Quagsire goes down, and this is tasty farm, but that's a Hex Frostlass!
Which makes sense because it improves the mirror, it improves the Slowbro, it improves the Dugong, it improves the Poliwrath. Unfortunately, it really the Dragonite matchup really get worse. But yeah, it just one bad side compared to 4 improving matchups.
Yeah, and this is the matchup where you want the Hex. Flying Pizza sending in Slowbro. It actually doesn't improve the mirror that much. Just the timing on Powder Snow allows it to do some work. But here comes Celio in to face this Slowbro. Just getting a ton of energy. Slowbro reaching for the Psychic here. No shield on Joppy Celio. And it should live this from Slowbro. It does. It has 2 body slams here to fire at this Slowbro. Will it be enough to do the damage? Kitty Devereaux, thank you so much for that rate of 34. One is up, everybody. Also, alleging Tuna's in here as well. Freaking awesome. You are in for a treat in this closing situation here between Italy and California in the Master Division 3rd place matchup. As it's all up to Frostlass, can't get the farm down done. Joppy has to use this final shield to protect this Frostlass. Can she get enough energy to wipe out the remaining members of Flying Pizza's team? She has the move. And we'll see here. No throw, does not bite, and gets the energy necessary to wipe out Mantine here. And my girl can do a lot of things, but she cannot take a Shadow Ball. And this Powder Snow damage, not enough to put Joppy's Frostlass down. I can't look, Leonardo. This is going to be a wipeout. And
this is a great showcase of Frostlass, even though she never so much usage in this Vanguard edition. In the first one, it was okay in the first one.
I've been asking all day for Frostlass. I got my wish. Flying Pizza and Joppy giving me what I desire. Thank you so much to both battlers. And that is a big point for Italy. Like you said, Leonardo, just looking to pick up points. Doesn't matter if you go 1-2. Italy now a 2-1 away from clinching this matchup, and meaning that DC and Spleen do not get to call match 16. And it will be on this final pairing. Oh, penultimate pairing. Sorry, Cyrax Darwin going against Snots. And we mentioned that Shadow Charizard earlier for Snots. I don't know if there's a safe haven for it here either against Cyrax Darwin's side, Leonardo.
Yeah, that's very tough to use for Snots because we have Mantine, we have Regirock, we have Slowbro, but actually Charizard has to watch out for Thunder Punch and from Marken.
Watch out for everything.
Yeah.
Even the Revenant can foul play it and do some damage with the Shadow Claws adding up.
True.
So,
yeah, I'm definitely expecting Dragonair all the time and Walrein on Snot's side. At least these two would be the Pokemon that I would use if I was them.
Yeah, it's because that Poliwrath has no play for Snots either with the Mantine, the Slowbro, the Trevenant, the Muck, all walling off that fighter. I think you're right. If Snots is going to put California back in a position to force that deciding final matchup, it's going to be Dragonair, it's going to be Walrein, and it's probably going to be Regirock, honestly.
Yeah, Regirock it's actually pretty nice. The only not so great matchup is against Trevenant, but Regirock wins the Zero Shield because he's able to outpace Trevenant to the second move. 11 turn against 12 turn every time. So being able to win the Zero Shield against one of your counters, probably against your worst counter in your opponent's team, is a great thing. Yeah, definitely Regirock, Walrein, and maybe Dragonair would be the three Pokemon that I would use.
Well, let's see what Cyrax Darwin decides to do against Snots here. 2 points for Italy will clinch the matchup. We're already in action. Regirock against Slowbro, and that Regirock has taken some hits already, but lands a Zap Cannon to wipe out Slowbro. We just went right into the action, didn't we? Wow, okay. Walrein's gonna come in to deal with this Regirock. Now the Zap Cannon is known. Walrein does get the Icicle Spear off before this Regirock can threaten with a Stone Edge, and does get the shield here. Snots really wants his Stone Edge off. Walrein is going to shield whatever it's gonna throw. And it is another Zap Cannon. And does get the debuff, and that puts Cyrax Darwin in a tough spot as this Trevenant comes in now. And this might be a big advantage for Snots here, having this debuffed Walrein in.
Yeah, if they have Trevenant, if they have sent Trevenant against a loaded Walrein, is because they have Dragonair. There's nothing. There is no other scenario. So I think I probably would have shielded Walrein in this situation.
Yeah, it's
because now it's going to be tough.
And there is the Dragonair as predicted. This Regirock did get an energy lead, but it's gonna take a little bit more damage. That Walrein left with an Earthquake from the looks of it. So Dragonair landing the Aqua Tail, and this Regirock is going to fire back with Stone Edge. It is the preferred move with Focus Blast on there. So this Regirock does connect on a Stone Edge, but it needs to find another one at least to deal with this Dragonair. Can it get there? It does get there, Leonardo.
Yeah, but I think, well, I don't remember if Cyrax Darwin has a one shield left, or... Okay, there is one shield per...
He does.
Okay.
And Trevenant claws down Regirock. I don't think this Walrein's healthy enough to live. The Shadow Claws, it's a Simul knockout.
Good one.
Oh my god.
Good one. I was thinking, what if Dragonair double shields? Oh, sorry. What if Dragonair shields the second Stone Edge? We'll be able to...
The Walrein comes in, gets the Icicle Spear. I don't know. I think Snots did have to use that shield. Anyway, it will be a draw. These draws do not count. We need 3 wins. So in comes the second match, Trevenant on Trevenant. We're calling extra matches left and right today, Leonardo. I'm loving it. Let's go. Foul play from Cyrax Darwin to start this off in the mirror. And does get the shield from Snots.
Yeah, now looks like Trevenant doesn't leave the final Shovel Claw.
No,
and this Trevenant is really loaded now.
Yeah, did not fire a move at the opposing Trevenant. Walrein is going to come in, and I get this way. I like this no shield out of Cyrax Darwin, just taking the first hit on the Walrein.
Yeah, unfortunately unfortunately the Polysnow wasn't enough, so he does shield something at this point.
That's interesting. Snots revealing Shadow Ball on his Trevenant, and then again we see this plan in action. Darwin going to Regirock, trying to lure out this Dragonair. Does get it, And now here comes the interplay. Where are these shields going to go, Leonardo? We see the Dragonair firing off the Aqua Tail. Does it shield the Focus Blast here?
Yeah, I think both players are gonna save the shield for the last Pokemon. So this is gonna be just a zero shield scenario for both of them.
Yeah, it does connect. And now with both moves fired, can this Regirock win a race to a Stone Edge? It can't. Well, it had it, but did not fire it. I think Cyrax is valuing the energy on the Walrein there as the Aqua Tail eliminates Regirock.
Yeah, I think that's a mistake. It's a mistake from Snots, because if Snots commits to the farm down, it is able to draw a shield, to draw a last shield against Walrein with Dragonair, and then now Regirock has a lot of energy.
Yeah, and there's the shield on the Icicle Spear. That is what Cyrax Darwin needed. Here comes the shield for Walrein, not wanting to take anything from this opposing Regirock. Shields the Stone Edge. It's going to need an Earthquake Plus here, Leonardo. That might be a tough ask for this Walrein with that Icicle Spear nerf, meaning it can't go 5-4. But the Earthquake puts it in range, but the Regirock had the move. And
very nice game.
Gonna pick up the point.
That's where the Earthquake nerf hits the hardest.
Yeah. The Summer Earthquake takes out Regirock. The Fall Earthquake lets the Stone Titan live to get that win for Snots. 23-20 now. I believe that was Muck on Poliwrath to start, and
I think it was maybe Trevenant against Walrein, and then the Muck save swap, and
it was so quick I barely saw it. I saw Muck in for Cyrax Darwin. Regirock is the response for Snots, and this is tough. Like you assume you know the moveset you believe on this Regirock. There's the Zap Cannon. It still hits like a truck on Muck.
It hangs on thread. It hangs on thread, but this Thunder Punch, especially after the attack debuff, will not going to be enough.
No, and Muck goes down there. That Zap Cannon is so brutal. And now it's just a question, where is the energy going to be more valuable for Cyrax Darwin? He chooses Trevenant, and he's going to have to take a move from this Regirock, putting in so much work for Snots already.
Yeah, being able to make some extra shadow flows is nice, because you might be able to throw this foul play on Trevenant or a shadow ball, or a seed bomb on Walrein.
Yeah.
And now Cyrax Darwin has just to put everything on Walrein's shoulder. Yeah, it's gonna be a bait game. It's gonna be a
Leonardo,
the umpteenth bait game.
I'd ask for your thoughts, but we've seen how you are on baits today.
No. It's better for me that I don't play this matchup.
Cyrax calls the first Earthquake correctly and is gonna fire one of his own. And again, it's just a matter of who calls what. Snots takes the first Earthquake, though. That may change things, because now Cyrax can feasibly bait here, knowing that he can take an Earthquake. And that is the thing about this mirror matchup. Calls the second Earthquake as well, knowing that Snots still has to hit two of them, and he can just start throwing Icicle Spears at his counterpart on the Californian side. There's a shield. You do not want to be shielding Icicle Spears in this matchup.
Yeah, now I think after letting
I know
the
there's
Earthquake,
not much to say about it, but
yeah, of course, after letting the Earthquake go down, and after Cyrax shielded both the nukes, he's in a very good spot.
Yeah, that Earthquake, not even close. You can farm some extra energy here, get another Earthquake just to make sure Snots' Walrein is dealt with, as down it goes. And then one Powder Snow takes out Trevenant. Cyrax Darwin makes it 24-20 for Italy. And it is match point, Leonardo. As Cyrax wins, it's all over. I know.
Let's wait.
Feel yourself.
Yeah, it's of course when a player has all the pressure on himself because he's responsible for the last win. It's always hard pressure to bear, but yeah, I'm confident that one more point can be obtained.
Well, it's a very favorable position. California needs to go runner to try and pull this back into a tiebreaker. We'll see what happens in this game 3 between Cyrax and Snots. We're just building. We're just building the tension here. That's all we're doing. Like we got all y'all here. We know you want to see this. So we're just stalling. So don't you worry. This is. But I have played a trick on you. I have deceived you. We are not going to show you that battle. But we can tell you that Snots did get the win over Cyrax Darwin. I'm sorry, Leonardo. You will have to hold off your celebration.
I didn't even remember though, so it's all new for me.
That's fair. That's fair. Anyway, we can confirm Snots did win game 3. It is 24-21 for California, which means that DC and Spleen will be here to call the 16th and final set. Italy still only needs 1, and I believe the last battler is it Raging Taz, who already got a 3-0? Yeah, it is, against Moonlight. So good luck. Good luck to the Californian. Take it away, DC and Spleen.
Thank you, AJ. Basically, here, if we can do a quick summary, either Moonlight is 3-0ing Raging Ties to force a tiebreaker at 24-24, or if Raging Ties wins one game, Italy will clinch that 3rd place spot. Let's find out this year.
Yeah, let's find out. Every team seems pretty neutral. We just need to watch the battles. Yeah. So very neutral here.
Yeah. Very interesting lead with the Warren mirror, so we can already expect what they are going to do. Throw earthquake at each other.
Yeah, we definitely will watch the earthquake coming, as we did on the last match. First no shield on Moonlight side. Now we see if Raging Taz will call the bait.
Yeah, no bait. It's an earthquake, makes sense. And Moonlight safe swapping into the Frostlass to gain some energy on the Frostlass. I do like the play. Expecting a shield here on the earthquake, since he has built so much energy on the Frostlass. And now here comes, now that he got the shield, the Quagsire.
Yeah, the Quagsire will easily tank any on the Frostlass. Puts up a shield at first. Probably thinks it will be useful for the next matchup. And get 2 shields. Yeah, I think it's a good strategy. We never know what's in the back.
Yeah, that's a double avalanche, and in fact, Raging Taz is going for the mud bomb.
Yeah, it's a bit surprising, but I guess you don't get to the next stage before.
Yeah, and gets the shield, and still that's a CMP tie. Can the Quagsire tank that charge move? It's an avalanche. It barely survive and able to throw that stone edge. That's going to knock out the Frostlass this year.
Yeah, it will knock out the Frostlass. Frostlass had so much energy that this stone edge was on CMP. Gets back to the Warrain. We probably get outpaced to the EQ right now, and we'll see the last Pokemon on Raging Tie's side.
Yeah, the Warren knockout, and there is the Mountain in the back, but the Warren from Moonlight is still quite healthy.
Yeah, he's very healthy. He will be able to at least throw one icicle spear, maybe two if Regentas decides to hold on his energy. We'll see. We'll see right about now.
Yeah, first icicle spear coming in and swapping, pivoting instantly into the slow bro, and Raging Taz throwing that first aerial ace into the slow bro.
Barely does any damage. There is absolutely no pressure on the slowbro. We'll be able to reach the psychic pretty soon. I think next confusion will be able to reach the psychic. And
Oh, what
gets
a
to catch!
catch!
Gets to catch!
Wow, gets the catch. I was about to tell you that the catch is the only win con
Oh yeah,
I do see, and that's an ice beam. And now he might be able to build some extra energy. He's going to go up to the aerial ace, and he might close that game. DC.
Yeah, we'll reach another ILX onto the wall line. Will it be enough? Yeah, it's definitely
Yes,
enough.
it's
Wow.
definitely enough. What
Well
a gameplay
played
by Raging Taz, and that's how Italy is gets that first place with an impressive performance by Raging Taz that went undefeated in that match, actually, because he won 3-0 the first one. So yeah, he
Yeah.
won 3-0
Yeah.
the first one. So that's quite impressive on his side.
Yeah. I guess the 3rd place, not the first one.
Yeah. The first game. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't need the other ones. Congrats, Italy, for clinching that 3rd place ribbon. Leonardo, you get the bronze medal. I wish you had a trophy or something I could have you hold up, just to take that prize for the Italian side. A very impressive performance against a very tough California side.
Yeah, definitely California fought very, very bravely. A lot of great games and plays on both sides. Personally, I'm really happy for Italy because they managed to go to play a final every wave, basically, even though this final wave was just for 3rd, 4th place. But we sent the Italy B to the grand final, so it's still a good result for us. I think definitely a Gymbreaker season to remember for Italy, but also very well played to all our opponents. It's been a tough ride.
And what do you expect for the Invitational now?
Well,
we
are finishing fixing the meta.
Thank
but
you.
yeah.
I can announce that Belgium is back in the game for that
Yay!
invitational.
Yeah, let's go.
I can confirm I will still be representing Team Canada A in the Invitational. Once we figure out what the heck we're doing with the meta that, Chile tried to sneak Charizard into before everyone else is just like, no, Charizard bad. So I can't wait to see what the meta team has planned for that Invitational. But we have 2 more streams, everybody. For Vanguard action tomorrow, same time, we will have the Diamond League final, and it sounds like a Master League final with some of the competitors we've had. But the Diamond League final will be Mato Grosso, the Brazilian B team, and we've seen how good Brazilian's been all season long. Mato Grosso will take on Japan, who, if you're a longtime Gymbreakers viewer, you know how good that Japanese team is. So that will be tomorrow. I will be here as long as the hurricane doesn't knock out my power. But we have reached the end of the stream. I want to give my fellow casters a chance to promote themselves at the same level that I have promoted myself this entire stream. So I will continue to go clockwise. Spleen Lejeune, my PvP Academia host, tell the people where they can find you on the internet and beyond.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at SplinLejeune. So just like what's written just under my name. Also part of the My PvP Academia channel. So a bit like the Pallet Town. So we are active on Twitch and on YouTube. So just type My PvP Academia, and you can find us also on Twitter. And yeah, and you might see us as well casting some streams, some EU streams in Barcelona tomorrow, for example.
Heck yeah, Lundberger on that stream. Looking forward to seeing her in action in Spain. DC Vulpix, where can you be found? Where do you want to be found?
I can be found anywhere. No. I can be found on Twitter at Tsuko_, GSUCO_. You can find me at Play Pokemon event, where I might be a judge soon. Maybe in Lille, maybe in Gdansk, maybe somewhere else. And else, you can find me at Gymbreakers as a referee, and that's probably it. And I'm glad to be there. Maybe I'll come back for more casts too.
I would not be opposed in the slightest, my friend. Mon ami. Zia Leonardo, mi amici. Aside from celebrating with your bronze medal, where can people find you?
You can find me on X or Twitter. But my handle is not Leonardo77 because it was already taken. So my handle is Leo Contreras. So part of my name and my surname. But I can be found also on Discord at the same IGN that I'm showing here. Or you can also book a coaching session with me if you want on Metafy. Just type metafy.gg/@Leonardo77.
Definitely worth your time, Leonardo. As proven today, a very smart, talented, capable battler and knows way more angles than I do. But if you haven't gotten enough of me, you can find me here on Twitch at Final Boss AJ. I stream almost daily. I'm not streaming tonight. I am tired of doing midnight sets. Although I may have to because there's a hurricane coming here tomorrow. But whatever. You can find me there. You can find me on Team Asylum GG on their Inner Sanctum series. I am a member of Team Asylum alongside such luminaries as Battle Bill, Pogo Doms, Purple Kyogre, and Worlds participant Brown Baller 10. So follow them on Twitch and the socials. I nominally still have a Twitter account. I refuse to call it by that new name. It's A_J_Andrews. The underscores are there because the whole platform is dumb. But you can find me on Threads at Final Boss AJ. And yeah, I'll be around various Twitch channels as long as I have the ability to watch. Like I said, very honored to call this stream today. Very honored to call most Gymbreakers streams. And a pleasure having these three fine people alongside me. A pleasure as always. Leonardo, your team won. So if you have a raid target, you can definitely raid out. Or we can already raid Ken, aka Alfindial. I don't mind that at all. It's probably who I would have picked. So sorry, Leonardo, you don't get a choice. Just console yourself with the bronze medal.
It's fine, it's fine.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye bye.
Bye everyone. See you next time.